We are live. All right, we are live and we're in, and that looks. There we go. All right, we're in, and you probably hear the draft is about to start. 2 minutes. 2 minutes out. All right. Let me just. Let's check here. I'm excited. It's exciting business here. We've never done anything like this before, so I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. This sort of this draft that's happening. I've been going over it for like 3 months now, so it's crazy. Now, I'm trying to find a way to get Austin on this. Let's see.
All right, thank you very much. We'll be hearing from you on these players all evening long. There are quite a few teams that have multiple picks tonight.
I don't know. We might be struggling here.
At least as of now, have no picks tonight.
There is a struggle. All right, let's see. Try to send it over to him this way. I'm going to send you a link.
So the stage is set, the players are set, the fans are most certainly set. And here we go. It's the 91st NFL draft.
91st draft. 91st. League's been around for much longer than that.
In Pittsburgh, football isn't just played. It's
that. We're going, then we're going, going.
The very soul of this game. Tonight, the draft is made in NFL history. Is here. Where the game lives and breathes on every block, every bridge, and in the heart of every fan.
Manage.
The future of the league is in good hands.
Manage? Is that it?
Welcome to Pittsburgh, a night one of the 2026 NFL Draft.
So I don't have access to anything.
This is a city of about 300,000 people. We are expecting about that many to be here tonight alone, and again tomorrow, and again on Saturday to watch.
All right. That's not it. Well, how about this?
Simultaneously, the wildest dreams of 32 young men and their families come true right before your eyes. Among those young men are Jeremiah Love, spectacular running back, Notre Dame, Malik Young, the first running back to hear his name called to the top five.
Well, I guess I should have led with welcome back to the On and Off Topic podcast. A little different today. Your good doctor, Dr. Road. I'm a doctor. Did you know that I'm a doctor? Repping our Chiefs. We're ready. We're going to be streaming a bit for the draft, some reactions, see how this goes. We're not really concerned about how that first overall pick is going to go. We know. So, yeah. We know Fernando Mendoza is going to go, and he's going to be the second most famous Mendoza ever after me. No, I think we're almost there. They always boo the commissioner. It's this great tradition. Is it because he's evil? Possibly. He's telling them to boo him better.
There you go. Welcome to the 2026 NFL Draft. We are proud to be here in the city.
Got Cam Hayward and TJ Watt up there. It's
And
fun.
home of the one of the most dominant franchises in history. Your six-time Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm gonna have to tell Austin. I don't think this is gonna let him on. 'Cause YouTube's weird.
But tonight we're going to celebrate Western Pennsylvania heritage. And as you can see, I did come along. Steelers captain, 8-time Pro Bowler and defensive player of the year,
Okay, so
TJ Watt.
now what do we do is the question. That is a question. So keep it to myself.
And the heart and
We do it
soul
with
of the
Austin.
Steelers, a captain,
We have homework.
the 2023 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, Cam Hayward.
So yeah, we're doing it alone.
Right, Cam. Pittsburgh, make some noise!
Make some noise, Pittsburgh.
This is Steelers football. Tough, physical, built to last.
Hmm.
Everything we do today is built on the
Cam Hayward giving us a speech.
Let's bring out the men to take away the greatness. A Hall of Famer, a true shutdown corner, a piece of the steel curtain. Mel Blount! Let's talk some playmakers. The Super Bowl MVP. Lynn Swan and Hines Ward.
All right, now we're going.
And now, we got a top quarterback. Two quarterbacks. Two errors. One standard. Super Bowl champions. And legends of the city. Ben Roethlisberger.
So we're bringing out every big Steeler player ever. Okay,
And one more.
okay,
Terry Bradshaw.
if we must. And Terry Bradshaw. Okay, so literally everyone. This is a choice. It is a choice that they are seriously making. I don't remember all the other drafts being this self-indulgent.
Okay, these players forge the path for the next generation of stars. We will welcome into the National Football League starting tonight. Pittsburgh. This is the moment you're all been waiting for. Yin ready? All right.
Here we go. About to go. Are on the clock. Here we are. We're on the clock, baby. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. All right. New rules this year. You can't do 10 minutes now. Now it's 8 minutes. So they say it'll make it faster. It won't. Because it never really took all 10 of their minutes anyway. So I don't think it's going to make that significant of a difference. I still think we're going to be here till about 10 or 11. 10 would be really optimistic. Let's see. Adam Schefter.
Now, they both attended Christopher Columbus in Miami. They both
All right. Mendoza's just waiting to be called. Basically, the first overall pick, yeah, it's not a mystery. Mendoza's going to go number 1 overall. And if he doesn't, then we've slipped into an alternate reality. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Because, like, there's no reason he doesn't go number 1. So I'm not worried about it. Is that his mom? Oh. I guess it would make sense. I don't know. She looks pretty young, I guess. So like, that's something.
Obviously, a special lighter. You will hear from Mendoza as soon as his name is called. And now he will join this prestigious list of names in just a matter of moments. The only players ever to win the Heisman, win the national championship, and be the #1 overall pick.
So Mendoza is going to join elite company with Joe Burrow, Cam Newton, and Jameis Winston, who's not entirely elite, but people like him. He's fun. I wish we would have gotten him as our backup instead of Justin Fields. So you know that's something.
Then Fernando Mendoza goes from Cal to Indiana. You watch them to see if he develops, see if he improves. Does he cut that sack total down? Those 41 sacks at Cal in 11 games? Yes, he did. 25 sacks in 16 games. Clutch throws like that to Omar.
I don't know. I mean, it's a thought.
Decision making, blatant plays like right here. Flawless. Crack to Cody. Talked about that. How about mobility? How about beating teams with his legs? Look into the pocket here. He laid it out. Accurate throws to all levels. This kid, when he needed to come through in the clutch, he did game after game. So he ascended from late first, second round.
Wow, no viewers. We are doing pretty good right now. I mean, we got a whole 0 views and 0 likes. We've been on here for 11 minutes. I took a poll earlier today about who we thought the Chiefs were taking tonight. Only 4 people answered, which is really dumb because 46 people saw it. I put up Reuben Bain Jr., Jordan Tyson, and Mansour Delane, and then the other category because there's plenty of other. Oh, the Raiders, they called in the pick. It's going to be Fernando. But yeah, basically I got 1 vote for Reuben Bain, 1 vote for Jordan Tyson, 2 votes for other. Moral of the story, nobody cares. Ugh, got to care a bit more about this football stuff. All right. It's time. We're going to make the pick. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. I'm used to looking at my computer over here, like for on podcasts, but in this case, it looks really weird. I'm not a little camera. And also look at the TV.
The NFL is going to make you play first snap. A lot of what he did was first snap. That's #1. And #2, guys, it's pretty simple. When you're the #1 overall pick, you're going to get actually clear the middle.
The pick is in. The pick is in. Jaden Hicks, by the way. He didn't have as good of a season as I was hoping him to, but all things considered, still like the jersey.
Do not underestimate his leadership ability. Here's another guy who exhibited tremendous leadership ability in the NFL, and that was Drew Bledsoe, a former #1 overall as well. Who had about 6'5".
Unfortunately, a lot of the times they'll do this. They'll do a lot of coverage, even after the pick is in, because actually I don't know. I don't know why. It's like you tell it's a pick. If it's in, it's in. Yeah, it's important. See, everyone's already talking about him. This is basically the post-pick analysis because everyone already knows it's Mendoza, which is sad, you know, when someone with as great a name as Mendoza has to go to an organization like the Raiders, who, you know, sworn to hate. It's sad. So let's look at it. Come on. This draft really doesn't start until like pick 3 at best. So once we get to Arizona, things might get interesting, but things will really pick up after like pick 5, I think. Goodell's coming out. The music, it's the music. Can you hear the music? Fernando Mendoza, quarterback. Who could have predicted that? That's That was surprising. He already has the hat. They already sent him the friggin' hat. All right. So this ain't shocking. Okay. First overall pick went from nothing to first overall. It's like the Cam Ward story again. I mean, everyone knew it was going to be Cam Ward. So, I mean, look, they all have Raider hats. Look at this. Everybody knew. Everybody knew that was Mendoza. They should have called it in for Mendoza the minute that 8 minutes started. Now the Jets are on the clock. This one, everyone was really certain for a while was going to be Arvell Reese because of his dual threat ability, sort of like Micah Parsons, be that linebacker edge hybrid. But unfortunately, now they're saying, hey, they might go David Bailey and not Arvell Reese. I think I'm still going to stick with Arvell as the person they should draft, but I don't know. They might go David Bailey, and if they do, that might shake things up. I feel like Arvell has a lot more potential than Bailey. But as far as proven production, that's what people are going to be looking at because Arvell didn't do a lot. He had a really good final year in college, but Bailey's had a lot of solid production over multiple years. Oh, we're talking Mendoza. Let's see what they say.
First overall pick in the NFL draft. How have the last 5 months changed your life?
The last 5 months has been such a blessing by God, and I can't thank him enough. I'm just looking forward to get to work, prove at the next level. College was fantastic. I'm so blessed to have that career. But now I step into a great team.
He's so
Look forward
nice. Why on earth is he going to play for the Raiders of all people? The Raiders.
What a great organization, great legacy. There's so many great teammates I'm looking forward to talking to, coaches, owners. I'm excited about it.
Congratulations.
Thanks so much. God bless.
And so Fernando Mendoza, the number 1 pick in the draft, that's the portion of the evening that we had foreseen. Now let the unexpected begin. Mel Kiper, the New York Jets go on the clock, and pretty much all the conversation has centered around the 2 defensive ends, David Bailey and Arvell Reese. What are your expectations for the Jets here? Arvell Reese, I'll tell you what, you look at him physically, he is central casting for a off-ball linebacker edge rusher.
All right, let's add this to the comments. Fernando Mendoza, number 1, Fernando Mendoza to the Raiders.
David Bailey, he was a good player at Stanford. He wasn't a great player. He was a phenomenal player at Texas Tech in this one season. He had help around him, but 11 games this year he has sacked. Now, going to run, that's going to be something he needs to obviously adjust to in the NFL. You can't be a one-trick pony in the NFL. You can't.
Yep, there's Austin. Austin's here. He couldn't join us on the camera, unfortunately, because YouTube is not great. But we have him here glazing himself. Glazing himself a lot. He already has the number 1 fan award. He's only commented 3 times. 4 times. Hey. Seriously, the hot one? Really? Also, I know you can hear me. The hot one.
They need somebody that can run the and make the football come out. I understand what Arvell Reese is, and he may be, the sky's the limit for him. But they need
the Jets pick is in.
To make the ball come out. David Bailey is a proven commodity. We had this conversation a few years ago.
Come on.
Aiden Hutchinson or Trayvon Walker? Do you want the ceiling and the potential, or do you want the guy that knows how to get it done and to put in the production?
2, 3, 4.
I'm going to lean toward David Bailey with the 14.5 sacks.
It's like 6 comments now. At least we have something. All right. Best sim racer you've ever seen? Clearly you've never met another sim racer, Austin. All right, right now. Ooh, we're seeing a lot. We're seeing a lot going on here, but Jets, this is their first of 2 picks tonight. They're going to be picking again.
Makes his way to the microphone where he will announce the New York Jets selection with their fans sitting eagerly and waiting directly in the front.
Ooh, okay, here we go. Quiet. Everyone shut.
In the 2026
Especially you, Austin.
NFL draft, the New York Jets select David Bailey.
David Bailey?
Linebacker.
What? Oh. Why?
There he is, New York.
Why would you?
He's the
I'm sure he's going to be a great player. Like, no shade on David Bailey. I'm sure he's going to be great. But David Bailey over Arvell Reese? I don't know. I don't love it. I'm not confident in this pick is the problem because I don't know. I just think Arvell might do a lot more in this league. But I mean, as far as proven production, yes, he could be much better. But I don't know. Cardinals are on the clock now too, so they're going to be picking. They got 5 minutes left. I don't know who the Cardinals take. There's a chance the Cardinals trade down, like trade with Dallas, even the Chiefs. I hope that we don't trade up for pick 3. I don't think it's worth it. You could try to get Arvell Reese here. Maybe the Cowboys could trade up with them, try to get someone like Sonny Styles or Arvell. I'm not sold on it. Cardinals, they can just go a lot of positions here. They could go Francis Maui-Noah to shore up their offensive line, Jeremiah Love if they really wanted. I don't think they should go Jeremiah Love. If nothing else, just so the Titans can get their quality running back, which they sort of just always have, Derrick Henry being the most recent example. But, yeah, I don't know. What do we think? What do we think, guys? Just, who do we think the Cardinals are taking? Or do we think they're taking? Do we think they're trading? Austin, I know you're there. Just help me out here with some good commentary. Number 2, David Bailey. That's not how you spell Bailey. Bailey to the Jets. All right.
All right, again, player of the Jets.
David Bailey, selected edge rusher, not a linebacker. My 2 viewers are Austin's 2 channels, and now my life is depressing. Wow. Let's hear what David Bailey has to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's surreal to me, man. This is a great experience. This is an awesome opportunity, and I'm just so grateful, man. Shout out all the fans that came out here. I'm just happy to be here.
How will you immediately impact this Jets defense?
Man, I just want to get in there and just be a sponge, to soak up everything, just, rely on the vets, rely on the staff to make me the best player I can and help out this organization. And I feel like this organization is training me the right way, so, man, I'm ready to work.
All right, David, in the last
Someone
minute,
taught him how to
first pro trade.
give a good-
So go over there and sign it, okay? Congrats.
Give a good press. So, like, I don't know. He thinks the team's getting better. That's funny.
Well, thank you very
Fun
much,
fact,
David Bailey.
last year the Jets didn't get a
Jets,
single
the Arizona
interception
Cardinals are on the clock, and
for the entire
Adams
season.
is standing by with more. Check, you go.
You know how hard that is to not get a single interception? You know, the last time that there was a season where a team didn't get a single interception? I'll tell you. I'll tell you that last time. The last time that happened. Lanes were not invented yet. Lanes did not exist the last time there was a season where a team never got an interception. And then the Jets. The Jets managed to do it this year. Real sad. Cardinals, come on. You got a minute and a half. We don't have all night. Well, technically not true. But it's time. Let's send the pick. Whoa, hold on. What if this pick is not in because the Cardinals are still trying to trade out of this pick? Trying to have some conversations with other teams, possibly Dallas. Oh, The Cardinals made a pick. There is no trade. It was a pick. All right, so this is gonna. What the Cardinals do here is gonna affect the draft a lot of the way down.
Okay, we drove through the cadence is driving quicker this year, only 8 minutes rather than 10 in between picks. So now the Arizona Cardinals on the clock now. As they
So since the Cardinals pick is in, the Titans clock does start now.
Possibility to go to the running back here. Is this too early for Jeremiah Love to come off the board?
Austin, you are arguably schizophrenic now because you were having a conversation with yourself. I actually admire it to an extent. Regular Austin's the number one commenter, and then the Spears Music is number 2, and Spears Sim Racing is number 3. And we're not watching F1 and GT3 because they are on a hiatus. That's not my fault. All right. Jeremiah Love is being focused on the camera. Do we think that Jeremiah Love is going to be taken number 3 overall by the Cardinals? Because that would be insane. That would be insane, all right? That's like Saquon Barkley level high. Do we think he's Saquon Barkley level good? I don't think so. I can't prove it yet. Come on. All right. It could be Francis Mauigoa. It could be Jeremiah Love. I don't see them taking anyone else, possibly Arbel Reese. Like those 3, I don't think they're taking anyone outside of those 3. Ooh, let's see what it is. Goodell's walking out. He's walking out. Love that music.
In the 2026 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Jeremiah Love.
No! Oh! 3rd overall?
They really did. We had heard so much speculation over
this would be I thought that was a smoke screen, guys. I thought they were just pretending they wanted to draft Jeremiah Love.
Over 1,600 yards of total offense in the school record.
Arizona took Jeremiah.
The unanimous All-American, 3rd of the Heisman, the first Notre Dame player ever to win the Doak Walker Award as the top running back.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy.
Like every single offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, running back coach, head coach.
Hey, I do watch Racing, Austin. Arguing with yourself about me. This is weird. Jeremiah Love to the Cardinals. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense, y'all. I mean, yes, they do need another running back because what the Cardinals had in that room was not really good because James Conner was like on the plus side of 30. But was this your biggest need? No. Was it the best player available? Probably. He was probably the 2nd best player in this draft. So it's not a bad pick. It's going to make the offense better. And Mike LaFleur will be an offensive-minded head coach. So he probably did have a lot of say in taking Jeremiah Love over what is it? Anyone like Arbel Reese or Francis Mauigoa. But Mauigoa is a right tackle. And do you know why right tackles are important? Because your running backs need good run lanes to be able to run, right? And so, okay, this guy thinks football's better than racing, but that's true, but the other guys do. Okay. The point here, thank you, Austin, is that racing is a real sport, but so is football. Football is also a real sport, Austin. I tried to tell you that. Listen, how is Jeremiah Love going to be a great running back if he can't run? Because fun fact about last year, Ashton Jeanty should have been a really great running back. He had some really good fantasy performances on a few select games. I remember he had one 40-point game in one of my leagues because I drafted him, and I was super excited for him. And then he really didn't do a whole lot. He had some good games, and I was happy with those. But Jeanty just didn't get to do a whole lot because the Raiders' O-line was one of the worst in the league. And the Cardinals, their O-line is not that bad. However, if you are having offensive line problems, it will make life more difficult for Jeremiah Love. So I don't know. I always feel like building the O line is your most important thing. O line and quarterback, probably O line even before quarterback, because your quarterback isn't going to get to do a lot if your O line is in shambles, like we saw with Caleb Williams being sacked like a league record 60 times in one season. Because of that, I don't always think that drafting stuff before O line is the best choice, unless like the O line isn't that great as far as draft picks go. So
And he done sacrificed a lot to get me to this point. So I got to pay him back. I got to pay my family back. And I'm looking forward to get working in Arizona.
First running back selected in the top 5 since Saquon back in 2018. So that was 8 years ago.
I mean, it's just a blessing. You know, I feel very honored to represent the running backs. And I'm going to put on for them. I'm going to put on for all football players. I'm put
wow.
On for the last time I'm for the Cardinals. We're going to do some special things together.
You know,
Congratulations, Jeremiah.
I actually do like Jeremiah Love on the Cardinals better than I would have liked him on the Titans. Because the Cardinals are still going to be last place in their division. But they will actually probably be a better team. They just have the misfortune of being in the NFC West with the Rams and the Seahawks and the 49ers. But the Titans pick is in. They're not trading out of that. This could go a lot of ways. I'm guessing defense, now that Jeremiah Love is off the board. Probably Arvell Reese. Maybe Sonny Styles. And very possibly Carnell Tate. Austin, I have real taste. I also watch F1. I also am a Max Verstappen fan. I don't know what part of this is so difficult for you. It's like, this is you. Yeah, I know you're having too much fun. Yeah, I'm sure it's great. All right.
Ohio State defensive players remain on the board if that's the direction that Robert Saleh chooses to go. Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles.
Yeah, see, I'm going to tell you something. They're just stealing my commentary. They're probably watching this live stream right now and stealing my commentary from it, if I had to guess. Only F1. Look, it doesn't have to be only F1, guys. We can watch all the sports except soccer.
In the 2026 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Carnell Tate.
Whoa! Hey, buddy! Oh, man! Okay, now we're talking Carnell Tate. I know I said it was like a possibility. I didn't think it was going to be. I thought it was going to be Arvell. I really thought it was going to be Arvell Reese. I mean, yes, wide receiver was also a glaring need, and they did spend a lot of money on defense, so it does make sense to an extent. Stop bashing football on my live stream. You're making me look bad. You're making football look less interesting when it's super interesting. Austin, you're talking to yourself. Therefore, Carnell Tate to the Titans. This is why the NFL draft is so fun, because you can have like some of the picks really certain, like the number 1 overall pick. Everyone knew it was going to be Fernando this year. They knew it was going to be Cam Ward last year. I think everyone was pretty confident Caleb Williams is going to be number 1 overall. I was, at least. So I didn't start really watching football seriously until then. So yeah, I mean, it feels pretty set. But this right here, even the Jets surprised me. The Cardinals surprised me. The Titans definitely surprised me. That is what's so fun about the Jets. That's why people love watching them. A lot of people like ball sports, Austin. They're very fun. Thank you. Why do you think it's so big? The NFL is very rich. even golf has more game time. That might be true, but if you had to watch one, would you rather watch golf or football? Like a full golf or a full football game? How did golf work? Is it like the tournament, the Masters, or what? How do they do those? I don't know. I don't watch golf. I only know like one person who seriously golfed. I think she was pretty good at it, but like I don't know, like who goes and watches? Even golf has more game time. That's it. We're going to watch Max race the Nürburgring, assuming it comes back. But you can do all things. You know, you don't have to just be one thing. There's more to life than just one F1 race, but more the guy who's in. Let's hear what Cardinal has to say.
Your new quarterback Cam Ward to know about what you'll bring to this Titans offense.
I'm a reliable target for him. Whenever you need me, I'm there for him. I'm always open.
You had a really incredible
The
moment. where you
fifth
wanted to
straight
honor
first
your
round
mom
Ohio
Ashley
State wide
tonight.
receiver selected.
Can you show us how you had her name inscribed on the inside of your jacket? And as you're showing us, how did she help you achieve your
Oh, that's sweet.
dreams that you wanted to achieve, but that were also her dreams?
Yeah, that's my mom. She's my everything. She's my rock. She's my world. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. She sacrificed everything for me. I'm forever indebted.
This does make a lot of options really interesting because the Giants pick is in. I think they'll go Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs,
Well, that is what this night is
but
about.
they could go Jordan
It is
Tyson
about
with
the
this pick.
fates and fortunes of
And if
every
they go Jordan
single
Tyson with this
every
pick,
day
things are going to
that
get
is
very
about the
interesting
streams of the
because that changes up a lot. And the Browns would either select an offensive tackle or trade down. Because now the Cardinal takes off the board, I think the Browns are going to reevaluate their options a lot more.
The New York Giants.
Because if Cardinal Tate was still there, I think they would have just taken him, not even considered a tackle, and not even considered trading down. But that makes the 6th overall pick now possible places to trade down from, Dallas to trade up to, maybe. And we're on a commercial break. The pick is in. How on earth can we go to a commercial break? Cleveland is on the clock right now. They could be trading as we speak. What for? What's the point?
Sarah Benzino.
Okay, well, I guess while we're on time break, I'll talk to you a little bit about the WrestleMania, maybe WrestleMania 42. It was pretty cool. Paige came back. That was epic. If my reaction had been filmed, the microphone would have made me a little static, because I was just ecstatic. And I sort of felt like I was betraying Alexa Bliss a bit by rooting for Paige over her, but like, it's Paige, come on. And she's been gone for like 8 years. So while it was unfortunate to have to do that, you do what you got to do. And to be fair, Bliss had a really good cut. Like her and Charlotte Flair, they did like a butterfly moth thing. That was a really good moth outfit.
Everywhere you go with Marriott's Bonvoy Shake Seal, making you the greatest souvenir of all. Explore our entire world of hotel brands.
So yeah, I don't know. I think personally that we're going to see a lot of hopefully a lot more of Paige in WWE now that she's back. And since she is now the title holder with Brie Bella, yeah, I think it's Brie that broke. Nikki broke the foot, so Brie holds the title. Paige and Brie, they hold the tag team women's titles. So Paige will have to be back at least for a little bit so that she can defend the title / eventually lose it, I'm guessing. But I don't know. It's exciting. It's been 8 years since she was doing WWE stuff, and so what? Browns are trading pick 6 to Kansas. What did we just do? Who on earth is worth trading up to for pick 6?
We say game on. Because whatever goal you're
Yes, Austin, you're the best part. You're so great. We appreciate you so much. Just keep it going. I need the comments. We need to feel important here.
with the NFL app. Your home for all things NFL. It is time for football. Get the news, the highlights, and deeper access with a subscription to NFL Plus.
Oh, they just confirmed it.
The moves, the plays.
But who on earth are we trading up for? I can see trading up for Arvell Reese.
NFL Plus.
Did we trade up for Arvell Reese? Did we? Do you think we did that? Did we do that?
Football League draft, the New York Giants
Oh.
selection is in at number 5. And here comes the commissioner, Roger Goodell, to make the announcement.
I have
We can see he's brought some
so
special
many
guests
concerns.
along to help him do it.
Okay, Giants pick is in.
In
Let's
partnership
watch this and
with
then.
the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, TAP.
All right, Giants are about to pick. Giants are about to pick.
Partner.
Yes, I wish Austin was here too. If only he would have joined us.
States Army Major Paul C. Volkey.
Guys, I think the Chiefs may have traded up with the Browns to get Arvell Reese, and that would be insane because
Fatal injuries while deployed
a
in
few months back that
Afghanistan.
would never have been a possibility.
Survived
Like
by his spouse, Tracy.
getting Arvell Reese would never have seemed possible. So if we just got Arvell Reese,
Baker Volkey was raised in the
major
Hudson
stuff's about to go.
Valley,
But why would we?
of the New York
Oh,
Giants.
to jump Washington and the Saints, who could probably use edge rusher help.
Volkey family, take it away.
Okay. But yeah, Giants pick Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs.
With the 5th overall pick of the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Football Giants select Arvell Reese.
What?
linebacker from the Ohio State University.
The Giants took Reese? What the heck?
At number 5,
They don't need Arvell Reese.
Kenny John Harbaugh,
I thought we needed Arvell Reese.
his head coaching career.
What the heck is going on? It's Travis Scales.
He's 241 pounds.
This is the team. This is the team, mind you. They picked Abdul Carter, a linebacker / defensive end last year. And they felt the need to take Arvell Reese. In that case, who the heck did we trade up for? Who? Sonny Styles? Caleb Downs? I don't even know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Nothing is possible anymore. Nothing is real. Everything is crazy. Nothing makes sense. The entire world doesn't make any sense. All right. I don't get it. Number 5, Arvell Reese. The Cleveland trades to Kansas City. But why? I don't get it. And the Chiefs get the number 6 pick. The Browns get picks number 9, 74, and 1. Why are we trading? Did we just sell the farm for magic beans? Okay, Chiefs pick is in, but there's a delay because Reese he hasn't even walked out yet. Who did we trade up for, though? We traded up 3 spots. 3. Which means we're jumping Washington and New Orleans, who both need defensive help, who probably weren't going to take offense. So I don't think this is an offensive pick. I think it's defensive. But are we really after Ruben Bain Jr. that much? Like, I don't know. It's either Ruben Bain Jr. or like Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs. I don't think it's going to be Caleb Downs because safety isn't that big of a need. So maybe Sonny Styles. And the Giants still do not intend to trade Kayvon Thibodeau. But why not? Why are the Giants the way they are? Why are they making our lives difficult, specifically mine? Because I don't understand the thing that's going on. And Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Marriott Vanboy is going to take
Nothing
us
makes
back
any
down
sense
to the
anymore.
stage now. Laura is
Maybe I
going
should
to
just
drive
retire
with our
from draft
Vanboy.
commentary because clearly I don't know what I'm talking about. But guess what? None of the other draft predictors did either. So that's good, I guess. And the Giants pick again in 5 picks. Probably Jordan
It
Tyson.
hasn't been easy for you, this journey. What can you say about those that have helped you all the way back to your
Arvell's
days at
20?
Woodville High School in Ohio?
Yeah, I can't say nothing but thank you. You know, it's a bunch of childhood coaches I done had. You know, my
Guys,
high school coaches,
Arvell Reese is 20.
my brothers, all I can say is thank you.
He's almost
Yeah,
21.
the hats will fit finally.
So that means he was
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
he was born in like what, 2005?
Thank you. So a pair of pass rushers.
We are almost older than the draft picks.
And Arvell Reese.
Not entirely yet, but still.
The Chiefs have moved up into this spot.
All right.
Adam Schefter is standing by. Schefter, what can you tell us? All the Browns have been shopping this pick for weeks and
We go.
finally they found a taker in the Kansas City Chiefs who are giving up the 9th overall pick, 3rd round pick, and a 5th round pick.
A third?
To go up to number 6. The Chiefs need defensive help. They need help along the pass.
We traded
They need
a
help in the
third.
secondary. We'll see how it works out here for Kansas City.
They like our third round picks.
First round, moving up to 6, Brady. We would anticipate there will be more. Super quickly, Mel, before the commissioner comes out. You can do offense and defense. Look at teams like
I don't-
Washington and New Orleans. We're
I don't
back there.
Think we go offense, but at this point, I don't know. At this point, I couldn't even tell you. But the pick is in.
We'll find out momentarily. Again, the Kansas City Chiefs
So,
got accustomed to choosing this
we've never
line.
picked this high that I remember. There was the number 1 overall pick in like 2013 or something, but I was like 6. So, all right, here we go.
With the 6th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft,
We got
the Kansas City Chiefs select Mansour Delane, defensive back, LSU.
I will remind you that Kansas City traded
What?
first-team All-Pro Trent McDuffie to the
Mansour Delane?
season as teammate Jalen Watson later signed with LA as well.
I mean, it's a good choice, but
His position, Mansour Delane, is down this
Mansour Delane?
His only
Really?
season at
Really?
LSU transferred after 3 years in Virginia
It's a good
Tech.
choice. It's a good choice. It's not killing me inside to see this. It's a really good corner. I will say that. But we need edge rusher help. And now all we have is a corner. A really good corner. A really good corner. Like, this is the Trent McDuffie level replacement for a corner. But I don't know. Should we have gone all the way for the 6th overall pick to get Mansour Delane? Also, this is so weird. The Chiefs pick is in. So, like, it's weird that we already have the pick. I'm used to waiting to like the back of the draft to see who the Chiefs pick. And so, number 6. Oh, he's gonna be at the Chiefs. That's really cool though. I mean, I'm still shocked. But he's a really good player as far as I can tell. So I am excited to have him on the team. I'm sorry. Don't expect to keep him for more than 4 years. We'll have him for 4 years tops. Because the Chiefs have a history of not paying for cornerbacks. So we better go win like 4 Super Bowls while we have him. Because we're not keeping him. With Browns.
Hunter, you just said, wow, this is crazy. The Chiefs traded up to get you. What did they tell you about why you were so important to them?
So really just the way I play the game, this confidence they have in me,
they weren't really on me too much in this process, but they said they just wanted to keep it quiet and make that sneak move, and they made the best move in the draft. So I'm excited.
The best move in the
You were
draft.
once a little boy
confident.
dreaming of this very night where you would become an NFL player. What would that little boy say now?
Man, don't stop now. Don't stop
Commander's
now.
pick is in.
You got what you dreamed of, but
It's
man,
this time. It has to be Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs.
That's right.
Like, if it's not Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs, the Commanders are arguably idiots. There's a small chance they take Jordan Tyson, but I don't know. I feel like they got to go defense because their defense wasn't that good. Although their offense wasn't that good either. So, I don't know. They didn't re-sign Bobby Wagner yet, so I think Sonny Styles is a really possible option. It could be a really good option for them. I mean, as far as we can tell, athletic freak of nature, and just he seems to be like he could be like the next Fred Warner type linebacker. Just game wrecker, absolutely terrorizing the offense. So I think it's going to be Sonny Styles, but I wouldn't be shocked over Caleb Downs either.
The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, is awarded to one player each year and celebrates.
Bobby Wagner won that award last year. Wouldn't it be so funny if he announced the pick of his replacement?
By former winners
That would
Lynn
stay.
Swann and Jerome Bettis. And the league welcomed its newest member to the prestigious club 2 months ago, Super Bowl champion and 6 times All-Pro Bobby Wagner. Here you go, Bobby.
Bobby
On
didn't show up.
behalf of the Payton family and Nationwide, I encourage players drafted
Oh, so
this
it's just
week
2 Steelers
make
who
their
were
community
much
and
better
the
men of the
league
year.
a better place.
Forgive me, I do not know what his face looks like. So
With the 7th pick
yeah,
in the
okay.
2026 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Sonny Styles,
There it is,
linebacker, Ohio State.
Sonny Styles. I knew it. Took me a few tries, but I knew it.
First time that Ohio State has had 3 players selected in the first 7.
Ohio State just
Sonny
picks
Styles,
really good
who, as we
football
talked
players.
about him earlier, played
Like a
safety.
generational run of
His
wide
first 2 seasons
receivers.
in Columbus.
Jeremiah Smith next year, who's going to just absolutely destroy the league when he comes in. So it's probably going to be 6 years of straight number or first round wide receivers. Sonny Styles being a top 10 pick, not shocking at all. I'm actually surprised he fell to 7. Saints pick is already in because of how fast the pacing of the draft is.
So that he can play side and downhill kid like those big CFLs like that. That's exactly what you want. A guy who's a former safety.
Now, I think the Saints, we were probably trying to leapfrog the Saints just so that we could not allow them to take Mansour Lane. I don't think the Commanders would have, but the Commanders probably also weren't willing to trade down. Maybe they could have been. I don't know. But now we have a corner. We're going to pay that corner. Play for us. Oh, I gotta say numbers. Evan. What's his name? Sonny Styles. I knew that. All right. You know, Sonny Styles, he used to play safety, and now he plays linebacker. It's an interesting story.
This kid has no shakes in his armor when you're talking about football character. He is the creme de la creme when it comes to football character. He will be the face of that franchise on the day. When you have a guy that's this long.
Fun fact about some of the designs in the hallway for the draft. The only Sonny I care about is Sonny Hayes. Guys. And by guys, I mean Austin. First of all, he's fictional. Second of all, Let's be happy for the real Sonny here, Sonny Styles, who is living his lifelong dream of being drafted into the NFL, especially in the first round. I think we can all appreciate that.
Very few. He actually had 13 more tackles for Arvell Reese. As far as the sack number, he got after the quarterback his first year.
I do admit something about this just feels right. Styles of the Commanders.
I only had one sack this past season. 2 years ago, he could
I mean,
that
that's a.
pass. He is a tremendously
Maybe it's just because he's supposed to be like that Bobby Wagner type replacement, but he's going to be way more productive than Bobby Wagner, only because Bobby Wagner's in the twilight of his career. Bobby Wagner himself was really good, especially with the Seahawks and won the Super Bowl with them. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with him. But let's hurry up. The Saints pick is already
I saw your smile when you looked at that Commanders jersey and you put on the hat. What should Commanders fans know about what they're getting in you?
Oh man, I love the game. I love the guys. I love the brotherhood. I'm excited to be part of the organization. Coach Quinn, Mr. Peters, the whole staff. I love everyone there. I remember I was there a few weeks ago. I told Coach Quinn, I hope they'll be back soon. He said we'll see. So I'm super happy.
You have now been
He's very
drafted.
happy.
Your brother Lorenzo Jr. will be drafted this weekend. What do you remember about being a
Well,
little
Lorenzo
boy in the
Styles,
National
he will
USA?
is his brother. Lorenzo is still a safety, actually. He'll probably be a second, not a second, maybe third round pick. Something around a day 2 pick tomorrow. We will not be back for coverage tomorrow, so you have to go watch that yourself. But it's still exciting. Very exciting to have day 2 of draft. It's day 3 that people only sort of tune in for. Sometimes they do, sometimes
In
they
these first 7 picks, Carnell Tate, there's a Tennessee Titan, Arvell Reese. There's a New York
Yeah, some of these
Giants,
picks I
Sonny
just really
Styles.
didn't expect.
There's a Washington Commander, the Saints, and then the Browns, and then
Like,
the Giants again.
Cardinal Tate going to the Titans
Select
makes
You're
sense,
looking
but
at the 91st
I don't think anyone thought it was actually
From
going to happen.
Pittsburgh, on ESPN.
You know? But the Saints pick is in. If I had to guess who they were going to take, I'm going to put Caleb Downs as an option,
Hey, Fernando.
but
Really good. Congratulations, first of
I have
all.
Ruben Bain
We're here
Jr.
with Fernando
Yeah, Ruben Bain
Mendoza.
Jr. as the more
Just
likely
call, tell
type
me
of
what
guy.
it feels like to be officially drafted.
It is such a blessing. And sorry, 1 second. I need to post on LinkedIn.
Oh, hold on. Fernando.
Boom, posted. Now it's official.
I want to check Fernando Mendoza's LinkedIn because he does have a profile there. LinkedIn. All right, let's see. NFL draft prospect. Experience. Quarterback, National Football League, April 2026 to present, 1 month.
Thought they were cooling off on the sideline. Well, they're just getting warmed up.
He worked at Taco Bell.
He got hot. You know, I played in high school.
He worked at Taco Bell earlier this year. And a student athlete, Cal Athletics, Community Service Committee. He was an intern a lot of times, and a head football coach for elementary school. Went to Berkeley, California. I think Oppenheimer taught there before he worked on the Manhattan Project. And Indiana University, it's where he became important. And then Columbus High School, and then Bell and Jesu Preparatory School.
Serving the military and their families, not just because it's the right.
But
thing
yeah,
to do, it's in
now
our DNA. Those
he
values
is-
are found in shared, honor, service,
he is
loyalty,
listed as an
Those
NFL
are the
quarterback.
things
So
we live by. Why our members know we'll be there.
good for him.
USA.
Leveraging my background in business, real estate, and finance to build a career that combines strategic thinking, teamwork, and community impact. Who is this guy?
4 months.
He's just,
So it keeps working out in the lab?
he's too perfect, okay? This is more perfect than Kirk Cousins, because at least Kirk Cousins had the jewelry. He was like, look at my bling, my bling, my bling. But like, Fernando doesn't even do that. So, what am I supposed to do with this guy, huh?
We are back in Pittsburgh, and Mel's best available players are brought to you by Marriott.
Caleb Downs, Jordan Dyson, Francis Marino, Spencer Final, Mekhi Lemon.
Caleb Downs with a safety he was, and certainly one of the smartest players.
Ah.
Jordan Tyson loved the kid. I think he's wide receiver one.
Mansour Delane.
In this draft, he's two versatile offensive linemen. Now we know what right tackle.
You got Mansour Delane, y'all. What the pick is in?
All right, the New Orleans Saints selection is in, and the commissioner.
Let's see what the Saints chose.
Right now to announce it with the
Hurry up.
selection in this draft. The Browns will come behind them, having traded back with Kansas City a bit earlier than the Giants will make their second pick of the night. But here comes New Orleans and the commissioner, Roger Goodell, ready with the announcement.
Bum, bum, bum. Right, with the 8th overall pick. Stop playing Sweet Caroline. Just tell us the pick. Please. I beg you.
With the 8th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, Arizona.
Oh.
Well, there you go. The talent is unquestionable. Injuries
Oh.
are the only questions. We know about the torn ligaments in 22, the hamstring that lingered.
Well,
but he was
that is a pick.
on the field.
Honestly, it's not a bad pick. Like, I see the logic behind the taking it, because after they traded Rashid Shaheed, they really had no one to throw the ball to except to Chris Olave. And so Jordan Tyson going to be great to, really make Chris Olave not the only person that the corners are worried about. And injury history aside, he might be the real best receiver in the class. Like, Carnell is very polished, not extremely injury prone, and very proven. Jordan Tyson, if you pick him, you're sort of betting on the potential and the hope that he doesn't get injured. Like, he was definitely very good during his time in Arizona, and his pro day he seemed really talented for sure. Just whether he's the best receiver in this class is going to be contingent upon how healthy he can stay and if he develops properly. I do think Tyler Shuck is going to be very happy.
Here's the thing I'll say about injury. Everybody's concerned. When you play the National Football League, the injury rate is 100%. It's not if you get hurt.
I think it's going to be good.
Everybody's going to get hurt. You just hope it's
Jordan
not an injury. I'm not concerned.
Tyson to the
Odell Beckham Jr. He can catch the football league. He can stroke it, and he can let things go. Coach Jordan Tyson. Let's get ready for the National Football League.
Jordan Tyson is happy. He's very happy. There's a lot of emotion on his face. And I'm always happy for the players. You get to see them just getting that they always wanted, before they have to go and struggle in the league for several years and then, retire early due to medical reasons and then have health complications later in life due to the physicality of the game that they played for those millions of dollars. But aside from that, it's a very happy day. It gives us lots of entertainment. It makes my random Thursday night in April happier, I guess. Oh yeah, they did sign Travis Etienne. The Saints are going to be a different team. The Saints could actually be good this year. I mean, they basically doubled their win total from last season. It went from like 3 to 6, which isn't great. But if they keep doubling, they would be 12-5, which is better than any NFC South team was this past year. Honestly, I think that every team's going to be a bit more competitive in the NFC South because the Falcons have a new head coach. The Saints are assembling a pretty good squad by the look of it, and the Panthers seem to finally be hitting their stride. The Buccaneers are the only thing that might regress, actually.
What can you say to those out there who may deal with adversity, injuries in this game, some of the things that you've handled about perseverance?
the Lord said it's gonna be hard, and you have to persevere. Life is not easy. Keep going, boy. You got it. You strong. I promise you, you're so strong. Just keep going. You got it.
Congratulations.
That
What a
was
moment.
sweet.
Booker, as you were
Makes me
pointing out,
sick.
the number
Now,
signs over the
on
last
to the
few
next
or
pick.
so,
Browns with the trade they acquired from Kansas City. Pick number 9. This is the second year they've done that. They traded back with the Jags last year to let the Jags select Travis Hunter. Hopefully, our trade for a cornerback goes better than that one.
So the booing that you hear behind us is because the Cleveland Browns pick is in, and that, of course, is the arch rival of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh yeah, all the Steelers people are just mad about the Browns.
Sitting there for the Cleveland Browns. They trade now. You got Dayton Proctor, Alabama. You got Monroe, Philly, Georgia. You got the right tackle.
If the Browns traded back, I feel like you gotta select tackle at this point. Because no matter who you're throwing to, the question's going to be, is their O-line going to stay solid long enough for Shedeur or Deshaun to throw?
Have not seen any offensive linemen go off the board
So,
to this point. So if that is
I
the
don't know.
direction they go, they will have their choice.
I mean,
Whoever it is.
the best right and left tackles are still available.
If they got that
Francis
trade
Mauigoa is
from Kansas
pretty
City, the
hailed
Browns
as like
are
the
here
top
at nine,
tackle
and the
in this
commissioner
class.
will make the
Right tackle, so not the same thing, but still.
With the 9th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Spencer Garno, tackle, Utah.
He must be a left tackle.
And there he is, the first offensive lineman.
I mean, it's a good choice.
And look at the
Not a bad choice. He's real happy.
Utah, highly decorated during his outstanding college career.
He's got outstanding hair. Possibly better than Austin's hair.
Of the year, and Nelly won the Outboom Trophy as the best lineman in the country.
Number 9.
This offense got it done. They ran the ball down people's throats. They were a balanced offense. Final had a lot to do with that. He gets after the defensive guys.
You know that I think he's the most versatile offensive lineman in the draft. Even at the combine, they worked him out at center. So he played left tackle, he played right tackle. He worked out at center. So you're getting a versatile piece that you can put anywhere on your
So yeah, that's why they took Fano. Because Fano can go play at any position, and the Browns' entire O-line's a disaster. So, whatever's the position of most need, that's where Fano's going to go. And it could change as the year progresses. Don't they say like a jack of all trades, master of none?
All right, the commissioner is making his way back again.
That's probably him.
Giants earlier this evening on the 5th pick of
The Giants pick is in.
Marvell Reese.
This one I am confident.
Second selection.
Caleb Downs stops his slide. This is where he finally gets drafted.
With the 10th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Francis Mauigoa.
You have got to be kidding me. Make a liar out of me, why don't you?
So back-to-back offensive tackles.
Good for him.
Francis Mauigoa, they call him CC. He was a top 10 recruit in the nation coming out of IMG, so he's been on the radar a long time. A consensus.
Can I just not draft?
He is only 20 years old. Will not turn 21 until June. Guess what, guys? He started 42 games at right tackle during his career with the Miami Hurricanes. Entertaining player to watch. He would keep up as a run blocker. He excelled driving defenders off the ball. Powerful hands.
First time that we've seen a team on the clock in so long. Because the way it's all delayed. It's weird. To the Giants.
People are kind of writing him off like, well, he's got to go to Clark. I don't think so. I think he can be a right tackle in the NFL. And if he struggles down the line, then you kick him inside the guard. The Francis Mauigoa, CC Mauigoa.
Miami traded with Dallas?
With the back injury,
They did a swap. Okay, so as you don't know, Miami was a pick 11, Dallas was a pick 12.
He's one of those guys who, every time I went down the ball game,
Dallas just traded with Miami for the 11th pick. I'm guessing this means that Miami is going to get the 12th pick. which we can only assume means that the Alice and Miami both wanted the same player.
That's who they were running behind, big number 61. So John Harbaugh knows. He knows Jackson Dart has to stay healthy. Quarterback stack aren't just an offensive line stack, they're also a quarterback stack. But they need to be firmer up front. They need to settle on a group of five. He needs to be one of the people who leads the charge.
All right, so with Maui Noah off the board, the next lineman we're probably going to see off earliest would be the Rams, because they might go. The Cleveland Browns got Spencer Fennell, the player they wanted, and got three Yeah, we know. You're so good at what you're doing.
And now you have a guy that when you need that tough yard, when you need to line up,
Here's the thing. You got Maui Noah here. He's going to be a difference maker for the Giants. Like they said, give him a fully fleshed out O-line. Something that you're going to need for a quarterback and a running back like Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterwell, who love to play dangerously. But why Arvell Reese?
Before we do that, we do this. Marriott Bonvoy Law. Standing by with Francis Marinelli.
Why Arvell Reese?
CC, what do you want to tell Jackson Dart about how you'll help protect him on this Giants O-line?
I died about this year, man. Man, I'm ready to die for you, man.
Oh, no.
I know a lot of things has happened, bro, but I'm ready to die for you, man.
You have an ode.
You want to know what's funny?
On your jacket.
The last O-lineman who said, I'm going to die for my QB, was Will Campbell, who then proceeded to allow Jake May to be sacked a record number of times in the postseason last year. Just last year.
Born and raised in American Side One, man. Never thought I could see you, man.
I got a bad feeling about this now.
Simple
A
as
real bad feeling.
CC Maui Noah is a.
I want him to succeed, but like,
to
to say he's going to die for him, so like, well, I know how Will Campbell's arc turned out, and they thought Will Campbell might need to switch to guard. And they're saying Maui Noah might need to switch to guard. So, like, does this mean the Giants are going to the Super Bowl this year? I don't know.
As the NFL draft continues from Pittsburgh.
The Cowboys traded for pick 11. Dolphins got picks 12, 177, and 180.
From the number one
Isn't bad.
in cordless outdoor power, the Ego 22-inch aluminum deck mower with Select Cut is the most powerful
Great,
mower in its class, featuring an aluminum deck that allows for extreme blade speeds, producing the perfect razor sharp cut. Designed for durability that's guaranteed for life. All powered by
Let's see.
patented 56-volt.
That'd be all these ads.
One
Look at
battery
that.
powers all tools. Find it
I will say,
near you.
CM Punk versus Roman Reigns was a little sad because everyone knows that bum Roman Reigns should not have beat Punk. Punk is just all-time greatness. I not have the achievements to show it, but he's got the pipe bomb 2.0. You know, just the way he just bashed the entire WWE. That was impressive. You got to put respect on his name for that. Look at that. We lost the viewer because I switched on to WWE.
Like skin that's still more clear at 1 year.
Welcome to the commercial break.
Don't use if you're allergic to Eplis. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your
Interesting.
doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live
0
vaccine
people in my
treatment
poll
with
thought we
Eplis.
were taking Mansoor
Before starting
Delane.
Eplis, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic
That age,
infection.
hell.
Clear skin. Itch relief. Once monthly dosing with or without topicals. You can play less. with
Interesting.
Eplis. Talk to your doctor about Eplis for eczema.
All right, best available. Caleb Dowd is still listed as the best available player. Now, I know I've said this a lot, but Cowboys are taking Caleb Downs, all right? They've got to take Caleb Downs. You're trading up for the best player available. Miami could also use some secondary help, especially since Javon Holland left them 2 years ago. So it's got to be Downs, right? The Cowboys have to be trying to improve that secondary because of how bad it was last year. Like, it was like league-leading bad, or bottom league bad, depending on how you want to look at it. But either way, If they don't take Downs, I don't know who they would take. Because you could take Jermod McCoy, who's, aside from his injuries, promised to be one of the best corners in this draft, possibly the best, in fact, over Delane. But I don't know. I just,
You said the Whopper is the best burger in America.
I'm still going Downs.
When made right. So with your feedback,
That's
affected every bite.
got to be my pick
So the
there.
Whopper is made your way and never smashed. Because there's a new thing.
Oh, do we have another viewer?
Welcome back to Pittsburgh and the 2026 NFL Draft on ESPN, which is presented by Bud Light. And
Right. Bud Light.
this
Oh,
side, there's been a
right.
great deal of
Okay, so the
speculation
Cowboys,
whether the Cowboys
they
will
got
drop. Well, the answer
the
turns
11th
out to
overpick.
be
Dolphins got the
yes.
12th and
They
2
move
fifths.
up one spot. You see the
Okay, so
conversation.
that's Elena over there. That's one of the views. Okay, well, everyone say hello to Elena. That way, you know, she feels welcome because she's not as big into football as, you know, everyone. So, hi. But yeah, now the Cowboys have selected. And for those of you who don't know, the NFL draft, it can take a while, but we're actually on a really good pace right now. All right, hold on. Caleb Downs! I was finally right! Yes! I knew it! I was right the first time. I told you it was always going to be Caleb Downs. His slide stops here. I was entirely confident of that the entire time. There's no targeting, Elena. We're trying to inform. It's easier to answer you if I'm talking on the live stream than text. It's very unprofessional, I know. But the point is that there's 32 teams in the NFL, so it's been 11 picks so far. That's about a third of the draft. The draft started around 7. So I'd say it'll probably be over around 10, probably tops. Could be 10:30, but the draft has actually been going at a much faster pace now that the 8 minutes are down. Yes, a third of the draft. 32 divided by 3 is, I don't know, but 33 divided by 3 is 11. And we've gotten through 11 teams. So there's that. But it's very intriguing. It's very engaging. Very good for listening to in the background if you have other stuff to do. But I like this pick from like a smart picking standpoint. But at the same time, I don't like that the Cowboys are getting a good player, especially a player who's said to be as good as Caleb Downs. So, yeah, seeing the Cowboys succeed is a little unfortunate. Good choice. And in this case, I mean, I'm happy for Caleb Downs. He probably shouldn't have slid to 11. Or, yeah, 11. What's that? Oh, I gotta add the update. Number 11. Caleb Downs to the Cowboys. Hey, if y'all are watching, then let me know, because all I can assume is that, it's just Austin watching with a lot of, suspicious accounts. So, feel free to add your comments if you have any thoughts on the draft, because now I'm sort of talking to a wall. Yes, Austin, I don't blame you for your homework. You have it. It's homework. It happens. I'm sure Elena's doing homework too. She's a very busy person. I'm amazed she's still alive, but I'm impressed. I'm always impressed because she always seems fairly put together. Oh, yep, there she is. All right, Dolphins pick is. Oh no, this is the Caleb Downs interview. Jerry Jones. He probably said, "We're not going to use you a whole lot. We're never going to pay you your extension."
Just thankful for my Savior, Jesus Christ. But it was a great conversation. I honestly couldn't hear much. I was too excited to listen. So I'm just excited to do what I can do and be committed to the team.
Committed to the team, thanking Jesus. That's always nice. You like to see it.
How special is it for your family?
Like a lot of the football players, actually. Just you see so many of them that are 12% chance available at 11th pick entering tonight. See, 12% chance of being available at pick 11. You see, I wasn't crazy. I wasn't crazy to think that he wasn't going to be available at pick 11. The sports betting odds also thought that he wasn't going to be available around then. So that's not necessarily on me. You know what I mean? Where do you go from here when you're the Dolphins? Because when you say, what position do the Dolphins need? The only answer is yes. They just, there's nothing I wouldn't recommend taking. They're probably a best player available type deal here. But I don't know who's necessarily the best. I don't think you should necessarily go receiver. But I don't know. It's the new pick under a new regime. They have some defensive needs and some offense. They need everything. But I'm guessing it's going to be defense. That's the best I can do.
With the 12th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Caden Proctor, tackle.
Whoa! Caden Proctor. He wasn't supposed to go for like another 10 picks, mind you. Oh, wait, no, he's at office now. I'm thinking of someone else. He wasn't supposed to go for like another 5 picks. Caden Proctor. Really? I mean, it's not a bad choice. It's a good choice. They needed O-line help. But no one was linking Proctor to the Dolphins.
So you look at Caden Proctor, the talent is in abundance. He should be a Pro Bowl player. He should have been a dominant player week in and week out when he was playing at Alabama. First game against Florida State, he struggled. He had some concentration lapses, focus lapses. He allowed a sack.
All right. So Proctor, he's off the board. That's going to change a lot of teams' draft strategy.
He had all kinds of problems. And again, he got better.
The Rams are up next. The Rams actually are a very well put together team now that they stole 2 of our cornerbacks from us. They got McDuffie from the trade and then Watson from free agency. The Rams already made their pick. I think it's either Mekhi Lemon or a right tackle. I don't remember who the best right tackle is. I think Monroe Freeling is the best tackle available, but I don't remember if he plays left or right. I think it's left. So whoever the Rams take, it's either going to be offensive line help or it's going to be a receiver. So let's see, number 12. Caden Proctor. Is that how you spell the name? Some of these NFL players spell their names really weird. Like, you see some normal ones like Jordan Tyson, Jeremiah Smith, Jeremiah Love, Spencer Fano. But then you have the really, really long ones like Francis Maui. No, actually, it's not really that weird. That's just Samoan, which it would be offensive if we said that was weird. But it's not. It's really not. It's fairly standard. Okay, Caden Proctor. It's Proctor, not Proctor. Proctor. Caden Proctor. To the Dolphins. But the Dolphins? I didn't see that being a thing.
It's over. This dude is a problem.
You see the emotion in his face as he made his way down.
I didn't see that coming.
To meet with Roger Goodell, the Dolphins again.
So maybe their idea is have a really good offensive line. So even though Malik Willis will not have anyone to throw to, aside from Jalen Tolbert and Tutu Atwell, there will be some sort of line for him to hide behind while he's looking for someone to throw to. I don't know. Let's see what he has to say in the interview.
It's just so surreal, honestly. Like having my people around me, they experiencing this shit for the first time. I just don't even know what to say. I'm at a loss for words. I just appreciate the Dolphins for giving me an opportunity to go down there and play. Man, I'm gonna go play my ass off. I promise you that.
You have said that the O-linemen are the best athletes on the field. Are you going to be campaigning to be catching some passes, maybe running the ball a little bit out there?
Oh, for sure. Coach is giving me a chance. I promise you I'm going to put that ball into that end zone.
Looks fine, right?
That.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Hayden Proctor off the board. The LA Rams are on the clock. Ty Simpson is in the green room.
I hope the Rams don't take Ty Simpson at this pick. That'll be extremely annoying.
Quarterback selected tonight. We'll find out as we continue round one of the NFL draft on ESPN.
And we're on another commercial break. If anyone wants to go to the bathroom, or like has any desire to get a snack, or just dwell on the fact that the Chiefs traded up pick 6,
Standing ruins your knees.
Sleep is overrated.
for Mansour Delane. I don't know. Rams pick
Who's left over?
Makai Lemon if they go receiver. He's been drafted to them a lot.
It is important just not worth compromising. That's why with farmers, you can be quality and safe.
Let's see. But the pick is in.
I only got one question. You know, Cowboy? Understand.
Pick is in. Just waiting for an ad. It's a bug. Hold on. We're going to kill a bug.
Make decisions that keep this
Where'd you go?
peace and laughter.
Stand right.
Oh, here it is.
Put a line
Now where did he go?
on your to-do list.
Hold on.
Corona. La Playa awaits.
What? Oh, this? Yeah. Come here. Where's the bus? Oh, there's the bus. Where's the bus? Oh, there's the bus. Why won't he die? Come in, stink bug. Okay, fine. I admit defeat. Wait, there he is. Ha! Okay.
For a life like no other,
Give me something.
you need a company like no other.
Ah.
One that lands you in the quiet comfort of the largest global airport value and lets you savor every bite.
See, this is way better than commercial break. This is why you watch the live stream, because it's cooler than having to sit through a bunch of commercials.
The nights you'll talk about forever. There's nothing like Platinum, official payments partner of the NFL.
ESPN Office Beats. Oh, this is a fake ad. Don't worry about this one.
With the 61st pick of the Super Bowl, the NFL selects ESPN.
Welcome back to the 2026 NFL Draft in Pittsburgh, where the Los Angeles Rams are on the clock with the 13th overall selection. The pick they acquired last year from the Atlanta Falcons. It's a bonus pick, and the Rams have given that away all along after trading their pick, number 29, to Kansas City in exchange.
Okay, we're back. We're back. All right. You should watch racing instead. I agree with Spear. Do you see any racing on right now? Just asking. Rams pick is in. Wait, there is GT3 on right now? Okay, fine, you win. But still, the draft is a once-a-year event. It's special, if you appreciate that. Okay. I gotta say Makai Lemon.
With the 13th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Ty Simpson,
What?
Alabama.
Why? No! Why would you waste the 13th overall pick on a backup? No! Rams, you are idiots. Have you just not drafted a first round talent for so long that you forgot how to do it? Ty Simpson, golly. Why Ty? He's a Jets QB if I ever saw one. No. You could have had Makai Lemon or a tackle, any tackle. But you had to choose a backup. Is Stafford going to retire on us unexpectedly? No. You drafted a backup. And yes, I know what people are going to say. Well, the Chiefs drafted Mahomes and they had Alex Smith. Well, first of all, Alex Smith never had a Super Bowl ring or an MVP. So he and Stafford are not the same thing. Second of all, Matthew Stafford he's got at least a year left. Okay, it's a transition period. But Patrick Mahomes was better than Ty Simpson, okay? He's way better than Ty Simpson. Simpson's not going to come anywhere near Mahomes. 13th overall. You wasted the 13th overall pick on Ty Simpson. I hope this doesn't come back to haunt me. Ty Simpson better suck, otherwise this is going to age very poorly. The Rams called Stafford today to inform him they had planned to select Ty Simpson. This next year might be Stafford's last year with the Rams if Simpson plays out the way they want him to. What do people see in him? I don't think he's bad as a second-round pick, but a first-round pick? I get that the Cardinals and the Jets probably would have been interested in him, but I still don't like it. I still really don't like this pick. The Rams are usually really good drafters, and I trust, but I also don't trust. Simpson.
And now he gets to learn from one of the very best to do it, and Matthew Stafford.
He showed high-level quarterback play. The 15 starts concern me. I don't think there's a track record for guys that started 15 games. And then on top of that, man, think about this. How does this help the Rams this year?
Yeah, how does it help the Rams this year? I get it. You don't have a whole lot of needs on your roster. But if you were preparing for needing a wide receiver after Devontae Adams, that sounds like a pretty loud rain.
Ty, your dad was your coach. He's been a coach.
As long as it's not hail, I don't care. But just hold on.
How did he help you get here?
Listen to Ty Simpson.
Glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. The fact that I'm here on the NFL stage of the draft, I wouldn't be here with him. But my dad, he helped me along the way and everything possible, from sitting in meetings to quarterback drills. Shout out to Martin and everything that he's done for me as well.
Now you're going to play an offense with the Rams. It's similar to the offense that you ran at Alabama. What are you most excited about in learning?
All right, that is some violent rain out
there.
Yeah, two of the greatest minds.
I mean, you can hear it if you listen.
Offensive standpoint, and then Matthew is one of the greatest of all time. So I'm looking forward to it.
Congratulations, Ty.
Thank you.
Ty Simpson, the third quarterback the Rams have taken in the first round. The others were Sam Bradford and Jared Goff. Aaron Schefter, tell us about the
Ravens pick is in. Okay, the Ravens, this one's got to be easy. Don't take Kenyon Sadiq, Ravens. First of all, I don't want you to. Second of all, your more important need is to take Olavia Vega EO, the guard, a really big guard, best guard in the draft, and especially after you lost your center, Tyler Linderbaum, take the guard.
They did not give Kirk Cousins a heads up. The Rams did that today with Matthew Stafford, and now it's sitting on the commissioner for the very next pick in the draft. Brady. All right, Captain, that pick belongs to the Ravens. Another team in transition.
Ravens. The Bucs might trade the 15th overall pick in just a sec, so I really want to watch the rain. So this is a great sacrifice that I'm making for you to commentate. They always do. Olajuwon. Told you. Don't overthink it. Take the smart pick, the really good guard. It fortifies your offensive line. It's exactly what you need. Tampa Bay already made a pick. They are not trading. At this rate, the Detroit Lions can probably get Monroe Freeling and not have to trade up. That is their ideal scenario. Okay, Penei Sewell can stay on the right side, get Monroe for the left. You have your O-line set. This is Detroit's perfect thing. Hold on. No, the Jets could get Mekhi Lemon. Ew, that'd be horrible. I hope they take Jermod McCoy instead. The Bucks are going to take an edge rusher, either Keldrick Falk or Akeem Mesidor. Sort of depends. But yeah, I like this pick for the Ravens. I mean, anything that makes the Ravens better, I don't love for me, but this was the most common sense pick they could have made. No one else was going to take a guard before them, so that's good. And I'd rather the Ravens have a good guard than the Chargers, who were the other team really in need of a guard. So that keeps the Chargers from being that much better, which is good. Ty Simpson, number 13. Maybe it's a bad luck. Maybe he got picked 13th overall and it's just bad luck. Anyone ever think of that? Accenture. Yay.
Celebrities don't rule the menu. You do. So tell us what you need.
How about from Realty Walker?
It's that big Swiss and peppercorn ale. Try the latest in the Water series today.
Mansour Delane. We got Mansour Delane, guys. That does mean we're probably going to take an edge rusher at pick 29, assuming we don't trade down / out of the first round.
Oh, no. I hit some.
Stu.
Music is not just a sound.
Where's
It
that?
moves through your body.
Does anyone watch that new Michael Jackson movie? Oh, it's the 23rd, so probably not. The only time to watch it would have been tonight, so I'm guessing you haven't. Does anyone intend on watching it? I would be interested in knowing because I did not watch it, nor do I intend to. Oliva Vega.
Nationwide is on your side.
Ooh, look at those pork chops. The Hidden Valley Ranch.
Olaya.
Please. Ranch seasoned, savory, sizzling. Hidden Valley Ranch. Only serious about flavor.
No, we're just gonna say Vega Ione.
Yeah.
Legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time.
To the Ravens. Okay, thank you, Austin, for your insightful commentary on the Michael Jackson movie. I feel much smarter for having known. Was that lightning?
Eggs, bacon, and fluffy pancakes are just $6 every day. And OMG is a new BLT and comes with fries. Celebrate every day for just $6 with the IHOP Value menu. A Chewy order is on the way for me.
Hold on a second.
That loves its Kirkland. Which Chewy delivers fast with nutrition for Woody's most exceptional life. For life with pets, it's Chewy with Kirkland.
The playoffs continue Saturday on ABC. And in this rivalry, every possession is personal.
For the third time in 4 years, we got Denver and Minnesota.
The Yankees, the chance at revenge. For Ian, the opportunity to upset. The emotions are hot. This is a real rivalry. Stay hot. Get full. Nuggets, Timberlands. Saturday on ABC and ESPN app.
Welcome back to ESPN coverage of the NFL Draft on aerial coverage. It's brought to you by Goodyear. Legends on tour.
All right, we are back in the draft. The Buccaneers pick is in. And let's see who they pick. I think Akeem Messidor might be the best thing. Ooh, they could take Kenyon Sadiq. Whoa. Reuben Bain Jr. has fallen. I forgot about him. They might take Reuben Bain. Heck, what if he kept falling? I'm living the best life right now, me, myself, and I. Yes, I'm sure you are, Austin. You're king of the comments. What could be more important than that? All right. Now I'm really interested in what happens here. Bucks have so many options. It's such a rich treasure trove of picks. I can even see them taking Kenyon Sadiq. I don't think Sadiq is going to go until pick 18 with the Panthers. I think it's pick 18. But let's see. Here we go.
With the 15th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Reuben Bain Jr.
Wow.
Miami.
Reuben Bain, there he goes.
There he is. The entire country got to see
His
the
slide
way he
falls.
dominated
His
games.
slide
As
stops.
he led the Hurricanes
Stops
all the way
falling.
to the national championship game.
Remember, this guy was supposed to be like 9th overall
Grew up in Miami and
or
stayed
higher.
home.
Like, I think the highest projected I saw him was 7. And now he's at 15, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually can be quite a bit of difference and importance when you're doing all that. I think it's very interesting that he fell this far. I'm surprised that it took teams this long to pick him. But the Bucs are probably going to have a really good defensive addition.
Against the AOTs and other occupation guys, can he take that into the NFL? Despite having, I say, the shorter arm like you prefer, and a lack of, like, say, that
Well,
speed.
when the rain started.
Someone thought that this might happen. Right? We talked about it as well. That Reuben might
Okay, let's add this. Reuben. You know, I think that Reuben sandwiches are pretty cool. I don't eat them a lot, but you know. Oh, he's happy. I think he was real mad about his slide. So this pick for him is probably a sigh of relief. Because like I said, he was supposed to be a top 10 pick, but he's not playing for the Chiefs now. He's playing for the Bucs. Chiefs took Mansour freaking Delane. Which I don't hate, but like it's a corner. It's another corner, which means we're just going to take an edge rusher at the back end of the draft, which means we're just repeating the 2022 draft, which isn't horrible, but also doesn't have as much interesting guesswork because now I just figure, oh, we're going to take an edge rusher at 29. So yeah.
And then here's what I love about it. He's a power-based player with heavy hands and understands how to flip the tip. As somebody who's very conservative like myself,
Everyone's always so concerned about Reuben Bain Jr.'s arm length because, I mean, like, you think arms, like, they're long in general. His are the shortest arms for a first-round pick since 2003, and that's like 30 and a third of inches. I don't know. Which isn't bad. I mean, my arms are probably about that long, too. And I don't feel like my arms are short, but as far as football goes, long arms are generally considered better.
Every step of the way, you've proven doubters wrong. What gives you the confidence that you can continue to do that at the NFL level?
I'm telling you, I can do anything I put my mind to because of my mindset. And I know when I get at this next level, it's only possible.
We believe you. Thanks.
Not much of a talker.
That's a serious man. I love it.
He's like just straight to the point. Say, hey, anything you can do, I can do better. Type deal.
Good for him.
There is another reason that his draft slide might have happened, which is because of a car accident that he was in 2 years ago, back in 2024. He was the driver. He wasn't intoxicated or anything, but the wreck that he was in, there were some other people in the car. One of the people there lost their lives in that wreck, unfortunately. And so there was that concern for him. And the NFL team said that they were aware of it beforehand, but maybe they weren't so aware, or maybe they were afraid of the impact it would have on the fans. So because of that, I would say, hey, that probably contributed to why he didn't go so high. Plus, based on what teams needed what, it just wasn't as pressing a need for most of the other teams. But now the New York Jets pick is in. And it looks like they're about to announce it, so let's see.
The commissioner, the New York Jets' second pick of the night at number 16. With the 16th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Kenyon Sadiq, tight end, Oregon. That's a very interesting pick. His coach at Oregon, Dan Lanning, said we're lucky to have the best tight end in the nation, and last year, Kenyon Sadiq proved it right. He was a Big Ten
Kenyon Sadiq. They took Kenyon Sadiq? Really? They had to make Sam Darnold miserable for 3 years. Now they're going to do the same thing to Kenyon Sadiq. The New York Jets are a disaster. They are a dumpster fire. They're going to ruin this man's first few years in the NFL. He's probably going to be like that, the Bugatti in a trailer park meme, where he's going to be real great. But you must remember, Geno Smith is throwing to him. Geno Smith sucked last year, like the worst QB in the league at some points. And Sadiq could be, he has the potential to be a game-wrecking tight end, more of a receiving tight end than a blocking tight end. But I feel like he should have gone somewhere where his talents had a chance of making an impact. It's the Jets. It's the Jets. No one expects anything from them because they're the Jets, and they never win anything. They can't even get an interception. I feel bad for anyone who gets drafted to the Jets, especially Kenyon Sadiq, who I really wanted on the Chiefs. That's 3 years in a row now that the Chiefs have missed out on a great tight end. First it was Brock Bowers, then it was Tyler Warren, now it's Kenyon. So, I don't know. Lions, I'm sure they're going to pick Monroe Freeling, though. And Sadiq.
They go defense with David Bailey at number 2. They go offense with Kenyon Sadiq at number 16.
So the Jets are done for tonight.
Vikings will come behind them. There's Bailey of the Jets.
David Bailey and Kenyon Sadiq. You know, if this were any team but the Jets, I'd say these are some really good picks, and they're going to be really impactful for the team. But it's the Jets. Aaron Glenn is their head coach, and their offensive coordinator is – you saw nothing. Their offensive coordinator is like Nate Eggstrom. We got someone leaving the stream. Oh, that's low.
Oasis Breeze Tan and Spa.
All right.
Or we can look at some investment options for you.
I hate when they go to the ad break, especially when we're very confident of who the player's going to be. If it's not Monroe Freeling, I don't know who it would be.
A dumpling you'll never forget. What nature truly feels
like-
like. A bit of local.
Yes, the Lions could use defensive help, but their offensive line,
Finding out.
it's more important to them than it is to most other teams. That's sort of their identity, you know?
Everywhere you go with Marriott Bonvoy shapes you, making you the greatest souvenir of all. Explore our entire world of hotel brands and experiences.
This is Fresh Cut. This is Heineken. And to make fresh, healthy food for Hank, we start here.
On farms like mine.
Plant the seeds,
Chiefs to 6.
feed the animals, harvest fresh, sugar fresh, and crafted into recipes that are vet developed and protein packed. Then, when people tell you we can't put dog food in our fridges,
All right.
build your own. Because your dog
Looking ahead of the Detroit Lions, we got the Vikings and the Panthers.
fresh vet, healthy food,
Vikings, I'm thinking they take safety Dylan Thieneman. The Panthers,
outdoor power. Experience our most
I thought they were going to get Sadiq.
Exceeds the power of gas. Industry's most powerful cordless pressure washer and a string trimmer so
So I don't know. I would have said they should have gone defense then. But they have a pretty talented defense ever since they spent some free agency. They got Devin Lloyd. They got Jalen Phillips from the Eagles. And so I suppose you could invest in your cornerback room, get Jermon McCoy if you really wanted. There's not a whole lot of pressure on him because you already have other corners like J.C. Horn there. Or they could go receiver because they've talked a lot about there's no law against taking receivers in the first round 3 years in a row. So with Mekhi Lemon still available, I wouldn't be shocked if that's something the Panthers wanted to do. Especially since Xavier Legette hasn't really been all that great in his first 2 years. Ted McMillan was really good, won Offensive Rookie of the Year last year. However, one good receiver does not a talented team make. And if Kenny Sneak's already off the board, much as I hate to see it, I think Mekhi Lemon gets drafted at 19 in that case. So we got Monroe Freeling, Dylan Thieneman, Mekhi Lemon. That's my prediction run for the next 3 picks. Biggest surprises so far. Where do I start? Nothing has really gone as expected except Fernando Mendoza. That one I was entirely confident everyone knew that Fernando was going to do. Raiders.
As expected with Fernando Mendoza being the number 1 pick to the Raiders.
Ty Simpson.
The Cowboys moved up a spot to take Caleb down to number 11. And then the big surprise, the Rams selecting Ty Simpson at number 13. The Detroit Lions
makes me sick.
17. Here comes the commissioner with a special guest to announce their selection.
All right.
The NFL is proud to be part of the global community of wish makers, taking action to support Make-A-Wish during World Wish Month. Tonight, you will have the opportunity to help grant an unforgettable wish. I'm joined here by Easton, a 14-year-old Lions fan whose wish is to announce the first-round draft pick for his favorite team.
Detroit Lions.
I'd like to ask all of you to join me in cheering on Easton as he makes his wish come true. Take it away, Easton.
All right. Monroe. He's built like a lion. He's a Georgia Bulldog. It's going to be him.
With the 17th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Blake Miller, tackle, Clemson.
Ooh. It was still a tackle. It was still a tackle, so I was half right. Poor Monroe to the Lions. You know, at this rate, we could still take a tackle. No, I won't say that. I'm going to jinx it, first of all. Vikings pick is in. Dylan Thieneman. I have to say, so Blake Miller was a right tackle in college. Now, see, that's interesting. If Monroe was a left tackle, that would allow Penei to stay on the right side. But if you're drafting a right tackle, that means Penei Sewell is most likely going to move over to left tackle in Detroit, which he did play left tackle in college, I think, when he moved over to right. So maybe the hope is to make him finally be a left tackle again. Whoa, this guy in Blake Miller's family looks like Eli Manning if Eli Manning had hair and a beard like Majestic and whatnot. That's really good. I wonder what Austin's thinking about right now. Probably racing. I do like the 8-minute format. It is allowing the draft to go a bit faster. I mean, we're already halfway through.
With the 18th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Caleb Banks, defensive end, Florida.
A transfer from Louisville, spent 3 years in Florida, limited to just 3 games.
Should I just resign at this point? Caleb Banks to the not Dylan Thieneman as I expected. No, because why would anything work the way Revan's predicting it? Okay, fine. Carolina's probably going to select McKylan. Oh, Austin's working on homework. Chris Jones like potential. Well, now I want him.
He went down to the Senior Bowl and he showed up and he showed out. Now, the problem is going to be from a medical standpoint. If you're Minnesota, the foot injury, they had to take the foot out because a big man with a foot injury usually doesn't get better. But when he's healthy, he's one of the best defensive linemen that we've seen. That's the thing, right? I mean, when you see him in person, I got to stand next to him down the practice field in Mobile. It's like ball hit the turf. He is massive.
All right.
Massive. You're right. They'll watch 20
Pick is in for the Panthers.
All right, the Carolina Panthers are
I guess the Panthers could also go tackle if they really wanted to make that line better.
Hometown Steelers as the draft continues in a moment on ESPN.
But I still think it's probably going to be Mekhi Lemon. Cowboys. That's an interesting one. I think. I know Caleb Dobbs is a really good choice for the secondary, but Jermod McCoy would be a great addition to the cornerback room because safety and cornerback are 2 different positions. So maybe you go Jermod there, or even Avian Terrell or Colton Hood. Plenty of good corner options. That's why I didn't think the Chiefs should have selected Mansour Delane as their corner because of how many options. There's like 4 solid first-round corner options at least. And so when you have that many, it's possible they all get selected before you pick at 29, but it's not happening. So we'll see. But I think the Cowboys should take Jermod McCoy, finish making that secondary better. And then for Pittsburgh, probably O-line. Probably. You could make a defensive pick. You could make a receiver pick. But I wouldn't like that, personally. I wouldn't. I don't think that would address their most pressing needs. So, yeah. Come on, Panthers. Making ads about Star Wars. No, it's really good. Star Wars Andor. Andor's really good. It's a shame that it only got 2 seasons. But Ball Shadowlord just came out. I've only watched the first episode, but the art is really good. Like, really good. It's like taking everything that was great about the Clone Wars art style and then making it basically the same for some spots, but then also elevating it in certain ways, especially backgrounds and certain frames being illuminated differently during lightsaber blaster shots. Certain details they added to like Maul during lightsaber fights, and it's all these very small things, admittedly, but it's like those multiple small details just elevated the entire show as a whole. And obviously, you're watching Darth Maul. I mean, who's going to complain about that? Oh, we're about to hit the 2-hour mark. And
I guess the service was out.
Okay, we're still like 45 seconds out.
America's best guarantee, huh?
Turns out doing the right thing without someone having to ask is always appreciated. Remember when I told you, Blake, you are enough? And you said, thanks, Dad. And then we had that amazing handshake.
Hold
I
on.
don't remember that. Wait,
Monroe Freeling is available right now. So,
are you listening?
what if the Panthers took a tackle right
Check your
here?
pocket. When the connection matters.
That would be a possibility, right?
Nothing there.
Oh, I was just looking for
I mean, if I were the Panthers, at the very least, I would consider that. We're back, and the pick is in for the Panthers. So, Roger Goodell's about to go and announce. Let's tune in.
Football makes strange bedfellows. The Eagles and Cowboys made trade. The two arch rivals.
The Eagles Cowboys made a trade, and no one thought to mention that. Eagles are picking next, guys. I'm guessing that means they're going to go linemen, but it could be defense. It all depends on who the Panthers select here.
In the 2026 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Monroe Freeling,
Monroe Freeling.
Georgia.
Okay, so I wasn't crazy when I said Monroe Freeling.
South Carolina, he is picked 6'7", 315. Played a lot of his first two seasons, but didn't become the full-time left tackle until last year when he was named second team All-SEC. I was the 13th best player in this draft. Carolina gets it at 19 at the injury left tackle. He talks about a guy like this stepping in for a bright shot at quarterback. Size is an issue.
I don't know, I think he's a good choice.
7.5, 315 pounds, but about 34.5 arms. You know, that vertical jump of 33.5 to 4'9", 340.
I mean, I can't complain about it. He's a Georgia player.
Start, but his pass throw this year did a great job. Run blocking needs to be improved. Blake Miller had 54 starts. This kid only had 17, so he's still a work in progress. I thought he had to go a little earlier than this. I think at this point for Carolina, knowing that Blake Shump is at his best, when he gets that clean pocket, they can see that.
Eagles trading Cowboys. Philly will receive pick 20, and Dallas gets the 23rd overall pick 114 and 137. So Mekhi Lemon still there. Oh no. The Eagles better not get Mekhi Lemon. I'm gonna be super mad. What if the Eagles were to trade up to get Mekhi Lemon to replace AJ Brown? Oh. Please. Please.
With the 20th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver, USC.
Philadelphia Eagles take a wide receiver. If you've been following the NFL all-season news, you're all aware that is significant in a variety of ways, up to and including the possibility of be trading their star AJ Brown. Well, let's talk about Lemon. He won the Biletnikoff Award last year.
Yeah. No, first of all, it makes it definitive that Mekhi Lemon is going to be there to replace A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, his time in Philly is officially over at this point. That right there is your confirmation. I really liked Mekhi Lemon. Now I've got to hate Mekhi Lemon. That just doesn't feel right. Besides, when you have a running back as your quarterback, it's all rigged. Nothing in this draft has gone the way anyone was expected at all, especially me. You can't write this stuff. Well, you could. Part of what's so unpredictable about it is because of trades. And some things only happen as a result of cause and effect of other teams.
This is another weapon for Jalen Hurts. In a big time year, when all the noise comes out of Philadelphia, interesting how he rolls with all that noise goes and gets Jalen Hurts another weapon with the AJ Brown situation.
I can't believe Mekhi Lemon fell to 20.
He just turned all that Iowa game that Mel's references. You'll sit there and go, this guy's number one all day. I mean, he made some plays in that game.
The way receivers are going, There is a chance that we could take a receiver. I still think it's far more likely we take an edge rusher, but
This guy's only 5'11", 194, 195, and he runs 4.53.
you could, depending on the situation, look to go tackle or receiver if you don't go edge rusher. I don't think there's any other things that we would draft aside from those because those are our biggest needs. It sort of depends on what's available at 29 because we aren't going to trade up at this point. And if we really don't like whatever's there, I could see the Chiefs trading back and out of the first round. Pittsburgh only has a minute and 15 seconds left to make the selection, so we'll see what they do. If I'm the Steelers, I don't know. I would consider trading out of the first round to a team that doesn't have a first round pick. Just for the sake of saying, hey, there's not a lot of good stuff here. Why don't we trade with a team that's not good? It's going to have a high pick next year. Try to get a quarterback next year. And they didn't do that. The Steelers made a pick.
All right, Marriott Bonvoy takes us down to the stadium floor. Rutledge is standing by with Makai Lemon. Laura.
Makai, from the first time you ever put on pads and a helmet to this moment right here, being a first-round pick in the NFL draft, what has defined your journey?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm just so blessed right now. I just thank the Lord for every moment, really. This is a big up show. I can't even believe it right now.
When you look out at those Philly fans and you think about the fan base that's about to embrace you with open arms, what will they love most about you?
They getting the ball. It's ready to work, for real. I ain't doing no plan.
You know, a lot of people,
Thank you, Makai.
a lot of the experts have done like his pro comparison to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And if he is that good, then this is going to be a long season because I hate the Eagles. Terrible towel. Beware the terrible towel. Oh. Wow. Guys, I don't know what's going on here, but it's funny. What is going on here? This is so dramatic. What are we doing? Just announce the pick, please. I cannot really dance. That's all right. No one's watching anyway. Ooh. Would you just announce who they picked? Please. Imagine if every team did this. And every draft. Every year. Wouldn't that be so fun? Like this? Isn't it? Gotta admit, it's a catchy song. Why are there so many Steelers fans?
And celebrating athletes at every level. Joining me
on stage are 6 Jerome Bettis Leadership Award recipients, featuring both high school tackle players and flag football athletes.
Yeah, I'll give you a guess. 3 guys, 3 gals. Guess which half of them are tackled.
Leadership Award recognizes high school football players who demonstrate leadership, character, and service, both on and off the field. Congratulations to each of you. We wish all of you the best as you continue your football journeys. The last time I introduced the Steelers' first-round pick, I was fortunate to introduce T.J. Watt.
Yeah, but who are the Steelers picking now?
In the 2026 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Max Ihanachor, tackle, Arizona State.
I mean, that's not a bad choice. It's pretty good, all things considered.
What an extraordinary scene here in Pittsburgh. And an extraordinary story is Max Ihanachor. His family came to the U.S. from Nigeria when he was 13.
Oh, they're such a big
The
family.
first time he ever played organized football in his life was in junior college at East Los Angeles College. He spent 2 years.
Yeah, it's got a lot of development to do,
Arizona
but
State, where he started 31 games over 3
improving
years.
their O-line. The Steelers made a good choice. I applaud Ihanachor. How do you spell that? Your friends all laugh Usta. How do you spell that? I don't know. So what you're saying is that when you were young, they turned blue, what could I do? She had a beard in the belt where my friends all laugh. Usta. Yeah, like Olivadia Vega or Max Ihanachor. Those are the weird names I was talking about earlier. The ones that just you cannot pronounce for the life of you. But it does go to show that, once again, the NFL is really such a merit-based sport, not moral merits, because we've already seen that. Pull up your pants, my guy. This random guy at Max's draft party he's got where you wear the pants low, and it was right at the camera.
This guy. I mean, he was stoning people. They're on the Texas Tech tape this year. Watson blocked Romello
And
he deals with us now, and he is asking. That's the next phase. I'm on the phone with our own Matt Barry, ASU alum, and head coach Kenny Dillingham. The next phase for Matt.
It's not what one would call a sexy pick, but it is a smart pick. It makes sense. It's good for building in the future. There's nothing else really worth taking QB-wise, which the Steelers really do need a QB. If Aaron Rodgers is being as Aaron Rodgers is, so yeah, you gotta have a good tackle.
Even though he's young and a project, this gives him a little bit of insurance at the left tackle spot. They've done pretty well at number 21 in the past. Lynn Swan was the 21st pick at a 1974 draft for the Steelers. That worked out fairly well. So now it's Matt.
All right, Chargers pick is in. Remember, we hate the Chargers. We hope they screw it up. They could take a guard here. They could go some sort of defensive player.
We got a team Mexico, you got Zion Young, got the edge rush still there, safety Dylan Freeman and Emmanuel McNeil-Ward.
I mean, yeah, you have some safeties that are really good still. Like only one safety's off the board. Dylan Thieneman is the consensus best player still remaining, but you still have Derwin James Jr. on the team, so I don't know if that's really a need.
It'll be the Chargers and the Cowboys, and then the Browns will make their second pick of the night. That's the one they got in the trade with Jacksonville last year. Here we go. The Chargers pick is in, and the commissioner is ready with the announcement.
Here we go.
With the 22nd pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Akeem Mesidor, linebacker, Miami.
Damn it! I wanted Akeem Mesidor.
Boy, he was terrific in that playoff run, wasn't he? 5.5 sacks in the playoffs.
Anyone but the Chargers. Or the Broncos or Raiders. But mostly the Chargers. They're the most insufferable. Aside from the Broncos. But aside from that, they're the most insufferable.
He turned 25 years old earlier this month. He did. 25 years of age, Canadian kid coming to Miami. Everybody was able to do opposite Ruben Bain. There's always that debate. Who's the better player? Who's more responsible for some of the disruption?
Akeem Mesidor. Of course they selected him. The other guards available were probably more like second round talent. So their idea was to replace Khalil Mack with a new edge rusher. It makes sense, but it's still terribly annoying.
You can put them inside in their 4-down stuff on it, some of their stuff rush in their 3-4. They have bigger outside guys anyway. Pelosi, Khalil Mack. These are all guys who are kind of built like Metz is, and he's been taught by the best. Him and Ruben Bain, they were the alphas in that entire locker room down there in Coral Gables. That's a nice pickup for the Chargers.
The Mesidor and Bain each go off the board in the last hour.
Of course it's good. That's why I wanted them.
All of the magic has been here in Pittsburgh. They get their man. The Steelers fans get to scream their hearts out and cheer for their teams, waving their terrible towels with the draft here in Pittsburgh.
Towels.
On the clock, and we'll have their second first-round selection coming up next. You're watching the draft on ESPN.
It's the Cowboys. Cowboys are up via their trade with the Eagles. 4 minutes until they have to have that pick in.
More than a great insurance company. They're also one of America's largest financial services companies. Like he's so much more than State Farm Barkley. I'm also State Farm Barkley. Oh man,
Stressy Skittles because of them.
Stress. I'll never remember all this. Relax, Luke.
Oh, did the blanket fall? When did the blanket fall? Does anyone know how long ago that was?
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
I'm gonna get more water. The rest of y'all should do the same. Hydrate or dihydrate.
Flyer awaits.
Now I'm a doctor.
You know what they say in Trolls? There's no I quit in team.
From day one, LeBron honed his skills until he became the chosen.
Does look like the rain stopped. And you know what? Only one corner off the board so far. There are still several very good corners. Monster Energy. See, that is correct and incorrect. So yes and no.
Suddenly, Hank says, you gotta try this place kind of thing. Hank makes the pizza. Copilot handles the spreadsheets.
Enjoy.
We wanted to make foods using unique ingredients, things like kelp. Shopify provided us this
Kelp pickles.
products.
Who would actually eat kelp pickles?
We're Barnacle Foods.
Like-
Powered by Shopify.
It's a serious question.
Forget the warm-up.
Would any of y'all consider that like a serious option?
More MLB games.
Like, forget pickles in general, which are just gross in general. But like, kelp pickles? Would anyone eat regular kelp?
There's a vote about the playoff that's hit.
I wouldn't even eat regular pickles, let alone something as dumb as kelp pickles. You know? I don't see the appeal. Where is it? There it is. Technical issues. Over. All right. You know what the Cowboys could do to be really funny? Is they took Dylan Thieneman, then they had two great safeties. They won't, but it'd be funny if they did. So the best options available are edge rushers, receivers, tackles. That's the Cowboys pick. I'm really not sure what they go with here, but corner would probably be their biggest thing. So Jamad McCoy or Avian Terrell or Colton Hood. All the above.
But Caleb Downs earlier tonight. Here comes their second pick of this round number 1. With the 23rd pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Malachi Lawrence, defensive end, University of Central Florida.
Who?
Sorry, the Cowboys need a defensive tonight. They got it. They took Caleb Downs earlier, and now Malachi Lawrence, the young man from Louisville, had 19.5 sacks over the last 3 seasons. One of just 7 players in the country.
Who is this guy?
At least 5 sacks each of the last 3 years. The great consistency as a senior. He was first team All Big 12. And when you talk about Malachi Lawrence, you talk about a guy 6'4", 250, and shoots. He ran 4.5 in the 40, but the 10-yard is a 1.5. That means to get off.
This guy wasn't even on the list of like the top prospects remaining.
7 sacks. His best football is
I've never seen this guy in a first round mock draft in anything that I've read. I think I might remember reading one thing about the Cowboys being interested in him. Doesn't make sense.
I really thought his hand use was kind of like his man. I mean, he had hand slaps, swats, and he was all over the place, and he plays hard. That's the thing I liked about it. That's a nice pickup for Dallas. He's a nice player.
And they traded back to take him. So those are the 2 newest Dallas Cowboys. The Cleveland Browns.
Browns have 4 minutes left.
Malachi Lawrence. He's headed to big D. The Browns are on the clock. And we're back in a moment in Pittsburgh.
The 2026 NFL Draft is brought to you by
Anyone ever watch Draft Day?
Bongoy.
You know, Draft Day, where it's the movie about the draft. It's a fun movie. Brad Pitt is in, by the way. But
What did you bring?
it's not like it's not like an all-time great sports movie in the same way that Remember the Titans
A bit of
is.
local art.
But
A soulmate.
I will always cherish Draft Day simply for the value of an NFL movie made for NFL people. Sort of like how Barbie was a movie made for a certain group of people. Draft Day is made for a certain group of people. You know, it's a very targeted, very specific audience, yes. But to that specific audience, it really is quite an entertaining movie that people are going to enjoy.
Not just because it's the right thing to do. It's in our DNA. Those values are
And it got mixed reviews from the critics, and probably as it should. It wasn't
integrity. Those are the things we live
super deep. It was directed by Ivan Reitman, actually, the guy who directed Ghostbusters.
taking care of our
But it wasn't anything groundbreaking or revolutionary, thingammy. So, you know, I wouldn't blame it for not being ultimately super great, but I'm always going to cherish it as one of my favorite sports movies. It's just the topic you're not really going to see a lot of movies get made about. Like NFL draft, it's very specific. The fact it got made is probably remarkable. The fact they got Kevin Costner of all people to be in it was also pretty remarkable. Oh, it's that Clayface trailer. This thing is moderately scary. Like, it's supposed to be this body horror film. And you can tell why. Like, you'll look at the poster, you'll watch the trailer, you never would have guessed it was this DC movie. Like they're framing it as just your average run-of-the-mill body horror movie, and I respect it in a way. But also, it sort of does horrify me to an extent. Just all the stuff, like bad, not great stuff seems to be going on there. I don't know. Like, these are my free thoughts on the Clayface trailer, I guess.
You said the Whopper's the best burger in America.
It's a very intriguing premise.
Right.
Give them that.
You perfected every bite.
And for what's worth, I think it'll probably be a good movie. I don't think I'm going to watch it, though, because when I say I like scary movies, I generally just mean slashers. Like, as far as horror, I'm not super big on. Like, some of those old-fashioned horror movies, I could do, like those not, the monster horror movies. Like body horror especially, it's very hard for me to get into those. So I might not go watch it. I don't know. Do y'all think I should?
Pittsburgh has turned out in a huge way.
I
Draft. The Cleveland Browns, meanwhile,
No.
made a selection
I don't know.
earlier
But yeah,
tonight.
Browns pick is in. Oh, they're going over what they got from the Travis Hunter trade. So when the Jags traded up to get Travis Hunter last year, they traded a number of draft picks. 3 of those turned into Mason Graham, Quinshawn Judkins, and Dylan Sampson. And one of those picks is the 24th overall pick this year. So we're going to see what the Browns are getting out of the Jags to this day. And it does seem that the Browns have won that trade for the time being. I'm guessing Omar Cooper Jr. to the Browns.
In the 2026 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Casey Concepcion.
Oh, Casey Concepcion. I sort of wanted him just because his name is KC. But, I mean, that's all right. Concepcion. Get the tackle, you get the wide receiver. Plus, they got additional picks by trading back with the Chiefs. Are the Browns good drafters, y'all? Like, they might be objectively good at drafting. Just look at this year's draft, last year's draft. Even a Myles Garrett and Baker Mayfield picks a while back. They might, like the Browns might actually know what they're doing as far as drafting. Actually winning games with that talented roster is a whole other matter. And they still haven't figured out the most important position, quarterback. I mean, I think Shedeur Sanders is the quarterback you should be going with. It's not even from I don't like Deshaun Watson because he's a terrible human being. That's not even the reasoning that I could give you for why he shouldn't start. I don't think he should start just in general. I think he's washed. I think he's had too many injuries. I don't think he's going to be a viable option. I don't think he's a winner anymore. Shedeur might not have the highest ceiling of talent, but he can probably lead an offense more competently, and he has that, I hate to say this, aura about him, and the players like him. From what I can tell, the players like him. I feel like you're going to be far more inspired having Shedeur Sanders lead you on the field than Deshaun Watson, which isn't a high bar, but nonetheless. Browns leave the draft day one with Spencer Fano and Casey Concepcion. It's a good deal. All right, Chicago Bears, their pick is in. I think they would be foolish not to pick Dylan Thieneman right here because defense in general is just their need for this draft. And you could go edge rusher or tackle here, but if you have a player as good as Thieneman available, then I don't see why you wouldn't take him, especially when safety is something that you could bear to add to. I know you got Kobe Bryant from the Seahawks, but I feel like it'd be good to add.
They'll be followed by the Bills and the 49ers. Playoff teams from a year ago getting set to make their first round selection. But we continue from Pittsburgh right after this.
Tell me they went to a commercial to say that the pick had been announced, to go back to commercial.
believe this moment's not these. Nearly a
Wow.
quarter of waiting won't survive long as seafood.
I don't like how these commercial breaks work. I think they're undermining the flow, the pacing of the draft. But you got the Bears, you got the Bills, you got the 49ers. We could see Denzel Boston and Omar Cooper Jr. be selected from the 26th and 27th picks, depending on how the Bills and the 49ers draft. But I'm not going to say that definitively.
If you buy new things from them and newer things and newer things, you get this. What? No, we have IBM.
I think it's a Isabel Concepcion.
We don't want to get one.
We want to be young.
We don't have to plan it all day.
Let's create smart business. IBM.
Dum bum bum.
Just thought it could be cool.
In beers now. With hotels and vacation rentals, Booking.com has something for everyone.
We're just
We really right this way.
What about something more family friendly?
Maybe a resort with a water park.
Or somewhere less family friendly.
Yep, one Vegas hotel for the bride to be. We hate everything. We have free cancellation. Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com, Booking.com.
Bears pick is in. I think we already said that. Bills could go defense here as well because defense is definitely in need if they're not getting Matt Milano back. Where's AJ Espinosa? I don't know. The Bills are sort of hard to keep track of, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Say they're. I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't like them that much. They do have a receiver. They could easily go receiver here, and it wouldn't be a horrible choice. Like Denzel Boston, perhaps. Or Omar Cooper Jr., who I thought was going to go way sooner than he has. So,
Bundled home and auto with 24/7 protection, you can handle all the worry over us.
That's
right.
At Progressive, it's our job to
I really
worry for
can't
you.
say definitively. The Bills are a lot of luck. They might not even pick at 26. They might trade out of that pick if they're not in love with any player specifically. 49ers,
Spiders, do you really eat
they're a team that gets riddled with injuries so much that they could really pick a player anywhere, and it would probably be good to add depth to whoever's going to get hurt inevitably because of the electrical substation by their facility. However, now that Trent Williams has been signed to a 2-year extension, they don't have to worry about drafting a tackle immediately. They can wait at least one more year if necessary. See if you can last another year at least without having to take a tackle.
Beautiful night in Pittsburgh. Temperatures have been warm. It was 80 degrees today. Hundreds of thousands.
Bears pick his end. Looks like Goodell's about to walk out.
Celebrating the NFL draft of the Chicago Bears are next at number 25. The commissioner is ready with the pick.
With the 25th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Chicago
Dylan?
Bears select Dylan Tiedemann.
Hey, I was right.
He was 1 year with the Dogs, 2 years with.
Told you they'd have to be idiots to pass up on him.
The year, 86 tackles, 2 picks, and a sack last year.
Okay, maybe the rain is not quite wrapped up yet. He's going to be good for the Bears. Shore up their defense a bit, make secondary less of a glaring need, Oh, my God. But next up are the Bills. Do they trade down? Do they take a receiver? Do they take an edge rusher? Do they take a linebacker? Do they take a tackle? They could really do just about anything defensively with this pick or go receiver, and I don't think it would be a horrible choice.
Yeah, look, he's a guy who they use in a lot of different ways out there at Oregon. They used to run those free safety looks and play him in that rover spot. Again, another guy I got a chance to talk to this past fall. He said he left Purdue and went to Oregon because he felt as though he needed to level up his game, wanted to get more exposure, wanted to get real
All right.
top-level coaching, play against top-level competition.
So the
And he
Bills
did
on the
that this year.
clock.
He
Have
was
they
a
put their
solid
pick
player, went
in?
crazy at the
We don't
combine.
know.
His testing numbers were off the charts. But you're right. Dennis Allen will go ahead and update. He'll use them in various different ways, just like he was used in Oregon. But the one thing he's a guy who
Yeah, Dylan Thielen with the Bears. That does it makes sense.
He's going to be a guy who's going to be expected.
Now, Manuel McNeil Warren is the other safety who's projected to be potentially a first-round talent. And the 49ers, they could, in theory, they could use some safety help as well. Bills have 5.5 minutes to make their selection or make a trade. And the Bills just made a trade. Bills traded their pick to who? Houston. Houston's traded up 2 spots. So they think San Francisco is going to take someone that they want. So Houston probably traded picks with the Bills. So Bills are going to pick 28th now. Texas get picked 26 and 91 for the Bills. Buffalo gets the 20th, 69th, and 167th. So 49ers are attempting to trade pick number 27. Oh, okay. Okay, this is interesting. Now we're getting interesting. We're making some moves. I think the Texans, by moving up, they're trying to pick someone on defense that they don't want the Bills to have. If I had to guess, that's that and the 49ers, because the 49ers are very, very strong defense as well.
You're a Chicago Bear. What stands out most to you about your journey to becoming a first-round draft pick?
Never knew what kind of path I was going to take. I mean, started at Purdue, ended at Oregon, but just extremely thankful for everyone that's been with me throughout the way and the journey I've gone on.
You grew up idolizing a safety and studying him a ton that people here know well. And Troy Polamalu.
Oh, Troy Polamalu. Great hair, legendary hair. Arguably better than Austin's hair. You know, it was very long, longer than Austin's, very curlier than Austin's. It flows. It's very flowing. It's flowing, majestic locks, and just whenever he flew with that hair, it was good. It was very impressive. I always liked it.
He said he loved that because it gave him a lot of freedom to just be an athlete. And I think that's what Dennis Allen's going to want to do.
Texans pick is in. Come on. I want to know.
It just uses instincts and athletic ability.
All right, Houston has made a trade here. They've moved up a couple of spots with Buffalo. The Texans coming up from 28 to 26.
You know, last year was like the first year ever that every team headed into the draft with their first round pick.
Houston selection, they want a playoff game.
And like I don't know if it was the first time ever, it was just the first time in a long time, but it's rare because first round picks, I guess, get traded a lot.
Here's the commissioner with the Texans pick as they move up here to number 26.
Ooh, can we go?
With the 26th pick in the 2026
Tackle. I'm thinking defensive tackle.
The Houston Texans select Kieran Rutledge, guard, Georgia Tech.
Oh,
A transfer from Middle Tennessee State. He's the first Georgia Tech player to be named first team All-American flew in consecutive years since Calvin Johnson.
But this is the guy who head coach Brett Key said
to the Texans. That does make sense, though, because their offensive line has been atrocious for like the past 2 years. So that would be a need of theirs. Try to make a guard. Oh, the 49ers did find a trade partner with Miami. Okay, Miami was the 30th pick. The 49ers just traded the 27th pick to the Dolphins. I mean, the Dolphins are trying to jump Buffalo and KC.
And this guy was the alpha of that group. That is a nice
All right. 49ers get picks 30 and 90. Dolphins get pick 27. There's a lot of trading going around.
Spots to get there, man. The 49ers are on the clock. The Bills will follow them. And then Kansas City.
That's it. It's like people don't want to pick.
As the draft continues from Pittsburgh in just a moment.
We're going to get the commercial break.
You're watching the 2026 NFL Draft, presented by Park Life.
In life and in business. The goalposts often.
We've been live for over 2.5 hours now.
We say game.
Quite a lot of action during this draft.
Because whatever goal you're heading for, together.
Stay tuned afterwards, though, so we can go over the most shocking things that happened. Because a lot of shocking things happened.
And life will revolve around shopping.
Let's see. Pick is in. I got the pick. I think they're still playing to go receiver, and they're trying to jump Buffalo and KC, who have the potential to go receiver here. But it could also just easily be like a defensive pick, like edge rusher or something that don't want the Chiefs to have. Or Buffalo.
Too much cheese? No. The OMG
So
only at Applebee's.
I really don't know.
On the way for Homer, the homebody who only goes outside when nature calls.
It's either receiver or defense, like an edge.
Right to their door.
That's what I would say. Maybe like Denzel Boston or Keldrick Falk.
Value is always the season at top. With favorites for $5, adults is for $7.
Okay, now I want Taco Bell.
For $9.
Look at this. This is targeted advertising.
Try Taco Bell spots.
It's hardly fair.
$9 spots today.
How late do they open? You think I can go after the draft? I know that the one in Leavenworth, I think, is open to 2. I thought there was more hip hop song. Wait a minute.
Taking
Did you also make another new series?
Corona. La Playa awaits. You are my friend. You are special. You are my friend.
They made another Yellowstone show? Dutton Ranch, a spin-off and sequel to Yellowstone, the 5th television series in the Yellowstone franchise, also known as the Duttonverse. Here. Let's just go over it. What series is that? They have Yellowstone, 1883, 1923, Marshalls, now Dutton Ranch. Then they're gonna have 1944 and 666 in development. Does no one else find that just a little strange? And Taylor Sheridan for Taylor Sheridan, he was only involved in Yellowstone 83 and 23. He got Marshalls and Dutton Ranch, which Sheridan is not the showrunner for. So that's something. I don't know. Maybe they've just done a little much with the Yellowstone universe. What do y'all think?
With the 27th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Chris Johnson, defensive back, San Diego State.
Chris Johnson?
All right, so
The Chiefs were idiots. I'm sorry, but we should not have traded up for Mansour Delane. If all 3 of the other first-round quarterbacks were going to be available, we could take Jermod McCoy at 29, theoretically, and have a dynamic, diabolical cornerback duo. That is insane. Chris Johnson? We might have screwed up, y'all. We might have screwed up by going up for mentor. This guy better be like defensive rookie of the year material. Like, that's the only, like, he better be incredible corner. The Bills traded back again? To who? New England? Who are they jumping? Ever mentioned sometimes I really hate the draft for just making my life really hard. I mean, like, I'm sorry, Chris Johnson is not someone who I've seen mocked in first rounds mostly at all. You had Jeremiah McCoy, Avian Terrell, and Colton Hood all available right there, none of which have been taken in this first round. And by the looks of it, they're not going to be. Maybe one of them. Maybe two. San Francisco and Seattle, I could see taking corners at the end of the round. But that means the Chiefs didn't need to trade up for delay. They could have gotten a different corner here at the end and probably could have picked someone else at number 9. And that makes me a little mad. That doesn't sit great with me. Like, I'm here, we could have gotten Maui Noah for the right tackle position at 9, or Reuben Bain Jr. at 9. Let's just see what we're going to do.
In the 2026 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Caleb Lomu.
Caleb Lomu, all right.
He started 24 straight games at left tackle for an outstanding offensive line over the last 2 years.
So the Patriots are trying to shore up that O-line, trying to protect Drake May from another historic season of being sacked in the postseason. Caleb Lomu to the Patriots. And it's really easy to enjoy it, Austin, because it's cool. Now the Chiefs are picking again. We might trade out of this pick. I wouldn't be shocked. We got 5 minutes. It's you could double up on corner if you were insane and wanted the whole kingdom to riot. You could go receiver here. You could go Keldrick Falk or Zion Young, get an edge rusher. All right, so we did make a pick. I really don't know. It's got to be receiver, edge rusher. I think edge rusher is far more likely, though. And I don't think there's enough talented, like, first-round talent, O-line people still on the board. So Denzel Boston, Omar Cooper Jr., Zion Young, those type of players. If we go to commercial break, I'm going to riot. It's good.
Forget the warm-up.
Why you gotta do this, Dylan?
More MLB.
Yeah, why? All these stupid commercial breaks. Chiefs finally get their pick. And this is how we get your paid.
About 2 weeks later, we get a text from his primary care doctor that said,
Not
I'm
good.
talking coach. It's very high grade, leading to blood
I don't know, I've heard people have been very different in how they view Keldrick Falk. Like, some people think that he was a middle first round edge rush talent. Some people think that he was more second round talent, that he wasn't going to be that great.
A grilled ranch burger.
I'm not particularly biased either way. I haven't seen enough of his college stuff to make a definitive answer, but
Everyone will love. Get the recipe.
I just want someone who's going to be a difference maker, who's going to really make their presence felt on the D-line, Someone who's not going to make Chris Jones and George Karlaftis do all the work. I mean, yeah, you had Ashton Gelati, and he started picking up the pace near the end of the season. Intercepted Justin Herbert on the last Chargers game we played. The one where Mahomes tore his ACL. So yeah, he actually won the team's Rookie of the Year award for the team because Josh Simmons missed so much time. Otherwise, he probably would have won it. So that's good for Gelati. Proud of that. I always liked him, especially during training camp. I figured he was going to make a big impact on the team. It wasn't as big as I expected, but he was still the most productive rookie, which is something. He and Josh Simmons actually had a little fight during training camp last year because they're young, they're passionate about the game. You like to see it. It's competitive. They got fire. They got spirit. So I can't wait to see who else has spirit. Once the commercials end, they invented a weed trimmer that automatically. Austin, did you see that? There was a weed trimmer that you put the string and it winds it in itself. That would change how you do your work for lawn care. That's interesting. Wow, there's 4 picks left. We don't need this many commercial breaks. There better be no more commercial breaks after this. None. What does ESPN stand for? Does anyone know? Another question. The Mandalorian and Grogu's coming out. Does anybody know? Did anybody care? Anybody notice? Finally, we're back. All right. Chiefs.
And center, we have 2 quarterbacks selected tonight. The first is no surprise at all. Fernando Mendoza, going number 1. Las Vegas, the second, was a big surprise indeed. And that was Ty Simpson being selected number 13 to the LA Rams. For the 2 quarterbacks off the board tonight, we've had quite a bit of wheeling and dealing here late in this round 1. So Kansas City is currently on the board. This is a spot that they occupy in a trade they made earlier this offseason with the Rams, but now the Jets have moved up a spot behind them. So the Jets are picking at 30.
The Jets traded with the 49ers? That means the Jets have picking in the first round 3 times. Jets are greedy.
They got the defensive back they desperately needed early in round 1 and now late in round 1 with their second first-round pick.
Let's see.
Which direction they choose to go. Here comes the commissioner.
I don't know who I would do here. That's not my job.
With the 29th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Peter Woods, defensive tackle.
Okay.
Motor, his teammates call him a freak
Peter Woods.
with his size and athleticism. He was first team All ACC last year.
You know what?
33 tackles,
He's
2 sacks.
really stone-faced.
2 touchdowns as a fullback in goal line situation.
You know what's amazing? They call this
I mean, maybe he's supposed to be the Chris Jones replacement?
298 pounds. He's got elite athletic ability. The 2025
I mean,
season wasn't as good as
you could argue he was
he was going to be a top 10 pick before the season. He
the
has
best,
long
not the
hands.
best.
They lifted him
He's
from
one of the
the
best defensive tackle prospects in this draft.
and play inside. He can make plays up
I don't hate
and
this
down
pick.
the line of scrimmage. Now, mention elite athletic
I really don't hate this
He's a
pick.
defensive tackle that needs to be on
It's not what I expected.
the field.
Definitely not what I expected. And it doesn't entirely make sense to me, but that's only because we do have Chris Jones, but we don't have a lot of other defensive tackles, I guess. We don't have a lot of defensive ends either. I think the Chiefs are sort of banking on the fact there's going to be another edge rusher for their second round pick. So they're just taking Woods because there's a really good tackle available, and there's only been one other defensive tackle taken thus far. So I do like the pick. Chris Jones is getting older. You are going to need more talent and more power at that tackle position. So, I mean, I know double investment in defense. Didn't get Mahomes anything today. I do think we're probably going to end up going receiver at some point in this draft. But It's not horrible.
They had on the
Mansour,
defense
Delane,
side.
and Peter Woods.
I remember seeing their
It's not who I expected to be leaving with in this draft at all.
How's this happening? This guy swings down when he gets up off the ball, gets upfield. I literally just typed in my notes. It's Aaron Donald like when he gets upfield.
Aaron Donald like? I like hearing Aaron Donald like. Number 30 from the Jets. This has got to be like a world record for most picks in the first round.
There are 3 picks left in round 1. Mel's best available, brought to you by
Why would the Jets trade back into the first round if Ty Simpson isn't here, though?
21 touchdowns over the last few years with Denzel Boston.
Do they want Denzel Boston?
Jarian Price, we'll see. It's going to be a Seattle Seahawks. We need a running back. Price is an attacker on the line of scrimmage. Has to cut down on the fumbles, and he's a bit more experienced catching the ball, but they still a running back.
My only thought would be maybe receiver.
All right, the New York Jets, as I mentioned, have moved up here, so they're going to make the third.
They already got Reese.
In this first round, they went defense at number 2 overall, taking
And then Kenny Sadiq
David Bailey.
as their tight end.
Sadiq at 16. And here we go with the commissioner for the Jets pick at number 30.
With the 30th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Omar Cooper
Omar
Jr.
Cooper Jr.
Wide receiver in the
I also wanted Omar Cooper Jr.
You see the Jet fans excited, and there's good reason for that. He's from Indianapolis. He had been in Bloomington since 22, but really
Dang.
exploded this year.
He has Jets vibes.
Fernando Mendoza led the Hoosiers with 69 catches, 13 touchdowns, and he ran for 1 more. I like this pick here because I thought at one point he'd go top 15, right? The top 16. 35 is where
I thought he was going to be the Jets' 16th overall pick. I guess they just trusted in him falling.
16, well, they don't get Jets 16. The Jets get the near end of round 1. He came through for Fernando Mendoza. You see the huge catch here against Penn State late. He did have 3 drops. You know, there's all those drops, but overall, he was pretty
Now, there's a chance
what he does,
the
he
Bill-
like Makai Lemon. A lot of yards there. He has that first. He ran really well, ran a 4.41. Same here, pumping hit to the ground, just like Makai Lemon with the ball in his hand after the catch. Omar Cooper became the guy.
How did they turn number 27 to the first pick in the second round? I don't know. The 49ers did a lot of draft maneuvering. And the Bills are picking 31. I'd almost say they might trade down again. But they should probably pick something.
That's what it's all about. His pro day, the routes that he ran when his Fernando was going for him out there in Bloomington, he looked great. This is a guy who's just had a really strong year. Just a really strong player. Hey, man, you got to tip your cap to the Jets right now, okay? David Bailey,
But like all the corners who showed up today just to not get drafted.
For the first round on night 1,
Poor guys.
you got 3 starters right there. You got 3 starters who played their rear ends off in this past college football season. You can't really do any better than that if you're New York Jets. The only other position that they would obviously like to address is quarterback, but man, that's 3 really, really good.
Yeah, the Jets, if they weren't the Jets, I would be worried. David Bailey, Kenyon Sadiq, and Omar Cooper Jr. to put with Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall.
And the Titans now appear to have done the same. They've traded.
And their O-line actually isn't bad either.
At number 31. So I believe the Titans will be making the next pick.
The Titans traded with the Bills.
Monitor still showing Buffalo, but it is Tennessee.
Why? Why? What on earth could the Titans need? Oh, the Titans traded with the Seahawks. I think.
The first time around now, what was it?
What's going on?
Yeah, you know what they need? 31. Yeah, edge rusher was a big thing for Tennessee.
So the Titans traded for pick 31.
Interior of the offensive line. Then we got that linebacker room.
Yep. That defense looks, I mean, look, if you're Robert Saleh, you're sitting there going,
Okay, yeah, Titans are picking at
I
31.
need somebody to help us, like you talked about, I need somebody to help us Jefferson. I need a playmaker. Who's the best available on the board here at this point? That's what they got to do. I think if you're Tennessee right now,
Honestly, Tennessee could take Jadarian Price at this point. Get a good running back. Still, the second best running back in the class. Or you could go defense,
We
but
have 1 player left in our green room for whatever that is worth. It's Keldrick Fall. So he's 1 player that remains in the green room tonight with 2 selections remaining. We have the Titans on the clock here at 31, and then the Super Bowl champions, Seattle Seahawks, will make the last pick of round one in what has been a fast-moving and very interesting first round. It's going to be interesting, I'll tell you.
Very
Dave,
interesting
because
first
there's
round.
two corners. Defensive backs rolling the board were red hot. Colton Hood from Tennessee and Trayton Stoops from Arizona, corner safety. So they get through that second round area. These kids are going to come off the board.
Yeah, the top of the second is always one of the most fun areas of the draft.
Yeah, the top of the second round, it's always like those sort of first round talents that they just barely fall out of the first round, and then some teams just get really lucky and scoop them up in the second. I'm hoping that we can get someone like that at 9th overall in the second round, which I think we can do.
Here in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh,
Love that song.
before the Titans pick, congratulations, you set a record for the first night of the draft. 320,000 people here tonight. Congratulations, Pittsburgh.
Okay, yes, we haven't had a lot of people joining, but it's a long draft. Sometimes people they come, they go. All right, Titans are selected. Everyone shush.
The Tennessee Titans select Keldrick Fall.
Keldrick Fall.
Auburn.
I mean, Robert Saleh's a very defensive-minded head coach. I'm not surprised he took this guy at all. Let's put it in here. Keldrick.
Keldrick Falk is 6'6", 276 pounds. He played 3 years at Auburn, started the final 32 games of his career, and had 10 sacks. Thank you, Austin, for your insightful commentary. Why didn't he produce better results? No, Austin, you're not supposed to tell them that. They're just supposed to, sort of maybe know that, but not really know that. It's supposed to increase the mystery. Ooh, we have these great many viewers. But now it's just, there's 3 Austins. So it takes away the suspense. We know it's in there. At his best, you remember your air pump seal. Like at his best, a guy at home, okay, yes, I'm sure you did. You're very smart. But still, we're 3 hours in. You can't expect at our peak we were at 6 viewers. So yeah, 6. That's a lot of viewers. Yeah, but Saleh taking Keldrick Fall, not a surprise at all. Very defensive guy. I'm surprised that he let them take Carnell Tate. But a really good receiver. I don't know how many individual people. If I had to guess, I'd say like 4 tops. I'd like to correct something I said a moment ago with my apologies. There are still 2 players who are here in the green room.
Yeah, Colton Hood.
Their names called, Caden McDonald and Colton Hood. So we'll see.
Yeah, but basically, we had 6 total at one point, 3 of which were probably Austin, so that makes 4. But
who are in the green room waiting to hear their names called, which they certainly will be between tonight.
If we had 6 total people at one point, you were 3 of them. That has to make 4 individuals. But yeah, there's only 1 more pick left tonight. Seahawks, assuming they don't trade out of it. Come on. I'm thinking Jadarian Price, but based on how the corners have fallen, if I'm the Seahawks, I wouldn't pull the trigger on a running back here. I'd probably look and see what I could do with those corners. Ba-da, 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 da-da, da-da, da-da. You can't be sad. I was humming the F1 theme music from the movie, not the actual thing. Seahawks pick is in. They did not trade. So we'll see in just a second.
They don't make many people with that athletic ability, that size. I think that his ceiling is the sky. He can go as high as he wants to go.
Yes, I'm sure Austin would have made this a great viewership experience if only Austin didn't have homework that was keeping him. And also if only YouTube was streamable on too. Now, you could have joined me here. I'm great company. As a doctor, I can doctor prescribe you some doctor
You
stuff.
said in kindergarten that you wanted to play
See?
in the
Without
NFL.
Austin,
Tonight
you
that
can't
dream
tell me that
becomes
I'm
a
not a
reality.
doctor.
How would you describe
It's
it?
lovely.
I don't even know how to feel right now.
I do think the Chiefs could go for Zion.
I don't even know. I'm happy.
You should be happy, and your versatility is a defining feature of your game. Your ability to line up inside and outside along the D line. How do you think Robert Saleh can get the best out of you?
Someone's got to get Jermon McCoy. It's going to be a steal. Hey, I had predictions come true. Fernando Mendoza went to the Raiders, and Jeremiah Love did go to the Cardinals. That was more of an if. Maybe. Roasted. Hey. No, that's not a roast. I'm just naturally this dark skinned, okay? It's different.
A few teams hunting up a good deal of the first round spotlight. And we finished the first round tonight with the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, but you just know who they pick.
Even went the distance last year. Remarkable run.
All right, Seahawks pick is in. Now we're just here to listen to Austin argue about how I don't know how these drafts work. But in my defense, no one could have picked it this way. These are very difficult to predict. Besides, San Francisco traded down like 2, maybe 3 times. So that's hard to say. Cowboys made a great selection. Dolphins made some great selections. The only thing I'm not sure about is the Chiefs and their draft strategy. Because by choosing to trade up, we lost draft capital for Mansour Delay. It's not all scripted, Austin. That's the WWE. Let's watch the pick.
Round 1 of the 2026 NFL Draft. We're proud to continue recognizing our long-standing partnership with Make-A-Wish this World Wish Month.
World Wish Month?
I'm
Anybody know
thrilled
that?
to be joined by Dylan, a huge fan of the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks, who bravely battled a brain tumor and is now a 2-time cancer survivor. Woo. This is a wish come true for Dylan.
All right.
And
The
a
pick is
chance to
in.
take part in one of the
It
most
all
exciting
comes down
moments
to
in our
this.
league. Dylan, when you're ready, stage is yours. What's going on, Pittsburgh?
I also couldn't tell you who they're going to pick, but
I'm so excited to be here to represent the
secondary or
Bills.
running back, if I had to guess position group wise.
And the reigning Super Bowl champion, Seattle Seahawks.
He's a little excited, isn't he? He's very passionate.
And with that, with the 32nd pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Jadarian Price.
They did select Jadarian Price, the running back. I can't believe it. You know, the last time I remember a running back being selected 32nd overall, it ended up with that running back being on a practice squad. I know this because the Chiefs selected Clyde Edwards-Helaire 32nd overall. He ended up on the Chiefs practice squad. But Colton Hood, Jermon McCoy, and Avian Terrell all weren't drafted in the first round. Nah, man, the Chiefs just didn't do right by us.
He's going to be a tough guy to handle. You watch him here. He's got change of direction. He's got first, and he will run hard, and he will break tackles.
So now the 49ers have 20 hours to make their selection. Darian Price is going to be someone. It's going to be someone who does something. Jadarian Price to the Seahawks. All right.
He's a home run hitter, man.
Now he's going to be a great guy, especially to come in while, what's his name? Well, Kenneth Walker got taken by the Chiefs in free agency. And their other running back, Zach Charbonnet, is no more because of his Achilles injury. He probably won't be back until midway through the season. It's pretty good background noise. I'm going to take that as a compliment and not as an insult. But yeah, the draft will be back in 20 hours. Make sure to tune into that. It should be what, 7 or 6? But yes, thank you everyone for tuning in. This was not for my homework is writing a song. You could write a song about all the draft prospects that were selected. Okay, it'd be like Fernando Mendoza, David Bailey, Jeremiah Love, then Carnell Tate, Arvell Reese, and then comes Mansour D-Lane. He's a cornerback.
A dumpling you'll never forget.
Oh, no, it's I do have reading glasses, but I don't use them. But I'm like 3 feet away from the screen right now, so here I'm like 2 feet away from the screen, so it's easier to read it. It's just, it's got it, because I'm so far away, you got to make it closer. Just for that. I'm not that close to the screen, but like now it's like 4 feet away, so it's harder to read. But yeah, it's been a very interesting draft. I don't think I'm ever going to do a mock draft again because I'm just going to get embarrassed. Austin, you wouldn't be able to read it either. But for my final thoughts, the Chiefs definitely surprised in this draft by taking a tackle, a poor setup. I can't help how long my USB streaming cord is, which prevents it from being like, I might be able to move it a little closer. But like, what's the point now? Because the draft's over. But yes, now the draft is over. We can wrap this up. I feel like this is just beating up on Revan time now. But yes, the Chiefs definitely made moves that I didn't expect. Trading up for Mansour Delane and then taking Peter Woods of all people, especially after taking a tackle last year and Omar Money a lot. However, thank you, Austin. However, I don't despise the moves. I think the defense is going to get inevitably much better. The team should be afraid of that. The offense already improved by taking Kenneth Walker. The receivers are going to need some work. All right, we're probably going to need to draft one this draft. We could go after Denzel Watson if he's still available, honestly. It was very riveting. I was very shocked. I think edge rusher and receiver are the things we got to go for. Maybe hammer home the cornerback room by taking another one because of how thoroughly we were depleted. So as long as we go receiver, corner, edge at some point, and as long as we do those at some point during the next few days of the draft, I think that'll be good. We trade some picks, try to get some capital for next year. 2027 promised to be really good. And as far as anything else that we should get, no, you could try to go for an offensive tackle if you see a good one for low value, low cost, high value type deal. But yeah, that's all for the Chiefs. Most surprising pick would be Ty Simpson of the Rams. I'm not sure if anyone's actually said riveting and meant it. You might have a point there. Unfortunately, yeah, you might be right. But yeah, Ty Simpson, I think he was overdrafted like crazy. The Rams were not taking a pick to help them this year, which I think is what they should have done, because everything they have done up until now has been about being ready for this upcoming year to try to win the Super Bowl. They're all in here. Matthew Stafford's possibly on his last year of football. He made Trent McDuffie the highest paid corner in the league, gave Jalen Watson a big contract. We got Puka Nacua on the last year of his rookie deal. Things could very easily fall apart for the Rams right after next season. So Ty Simpson wasn't a bad choice, no, but I think he was taken too high. I think the Rams had other needs that they could have addressed much sooner, much more efficiently and made it more likely they were going to win the Super Bowl this year. And so I'm not quite sure what their plan is, but we'll see. They tend to be good drafters outside of the first round as well. You know, the draft doesn't end in the first round, so there's that. I think that it's gonna be a long night too. Very stressful. I wonder how many Chiefs picks do we have? Chiefs draft picks. We got 2 picks in day 2, the 40th overall and the 74th overall. So, I think we traded 74th. So we have our round 2 pick. And if we have our round 2 pick, then that means we'll be picking in 39, 4, 35, 36, 37. So 7 players are going to go before. We could definitely lose out on someone like Denzel Boston. But I don't know. There's a lot of stunning things, and I'm not going to go too crazy trying to predict what the 49ers what people are going to do. I think they should take Emmanuel McNeil-Warren tomorrow, get a safety who was a first-round talent projection, and get him in the second round. I think that would still work pretty well for him.
The Rams at 13, joining Jared Goff and Sam Bradford, the only quarterbacks drafted by the Rams in the first round in the common draft era.
Yeah, that's stupid, Simpson. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Thank you all for coming in to the doctor's office. I'm sorry my secretary was taking time off today. You know, because he had homework, so he took the time off. But you know, great to have you all here. Great to react to everything. Maybe I can find a way to get the highlights out of this, and then we can look at all of my shocked reactions to certain picks. Yeah, don't forget to be wild. Goodbye. Have a great night. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yes, it's over, Austin. I'm getting off it right now. Yes, you're free. Congrats. Can I remove your top fan badge? I cannot remove your top fan badge. Okay. You're lucky. Goodbye.
And he decides to go with Carnell Tate. So I just heard you when we were getting